Sunday sequence break.
I panicked. I didn't know what to say.
That's fine. We're back.
What's up, everybody?
What's
It's episode 121 of TSSB, and to celebrate, we're doing a special 121 interview.
Wrong. We have so many people here.
Nope. Oh, shit. Okay. We're
That's
doing
a good try.
Special 12 divided by 1. Oh, shit. We're doing a special episode of TSSB, which is special in the same way that all of you are special, and that you're all unique like this episode, which is of a different game to the ones we've done before. Fantastic.
Amazing.
We're doing Dark Souls 2. Just butt in, by the way, if it is Dark Souls 2 or 1. I didn't actually find out from which it is. I think it's 2, right? It's 2, yeah. We're doing Dark Souls 2.
Nice.
It better be 2. All my images are 2.
Yeah, we're on top.
we can swap still if you want.
It's fine. You could probably play the same clips and just talk about Dark Souls 1 and we wouldn't notice. It's okay. But co-hosts, we have co-hosts out the wazoo today.
Wazoo?
American phrase for you.
What is a wazoo?
I think it's one of those things you blow in and it makes noises. Like,
oh, right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And, so anyway, co-hosts we have, we've got a special offer on Gildersneeze this week.
Free 99.
Yeah, we got buy one get one free on Feasels.
Still a bad deal.
And we've got Duck Fist coming out of our ears thanks to a shipping error.
Yeah, bring your cash and carry cards down and stock up on Duck Fist for the winter. We got ours in early.
Oh yeah, that'll keep you warm.
And we're not accepting any more returns on flickies, so just keep your flickies. I know you want to get rid of them, but
They'll be worth something someday.
They will. They will.
You can buy a new flicky every year, and it sucks every time.
just like your PS1.
Try to break the previous year's ones, so that, or break all the new ones, so that the old ones go up in value a lot.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, did you watch the new break my flicky like video where they're standing in line and they pick up new flicky but it's like
break it immediately.
Will flicky blend? That's the question.
Our specials this week for only 1,200 euros, which is the price of a single meal in Finland. We have Noobest.
Hello. I have nothing.
And we have a very special deep dish-ish Distortion.
What's up, guys? Hello.
Because you're not from actual Chicago, you said, but near enough. So
he's from fake Chicago.
The pizzas get less deep just as you travel away.
That's how it works.
Is that true? Okay.
Chicago is the epicenter of pizza
what
death.
state is Chicago in?
It's in Illinois. Thank you very much. I know my states and their cities. Thank you. As long as I just don't forget Oklahoma. Always forget Oklahoma. Anyway, let's do some recaps.
Shall we? Hold on. Let me hit a split
and
type
in
thing.
such high spirits. We said Gilda first, which is unusual. I don't
It
normally
is
go
unusual.
Gilda as co-host first. So, Gilda Sneeze, you can go last then.
Well, okay.
Fiesel,
Works for me.
what's up?
Wow.
I'm trying to get it back on order.
Well, no, it's good because I've got to make up what I did this week.
Oh yeah, got some time to think about it.
Right.
This week, man, I came down with the flu or something like that, but because I was oozing all kinds of fluids all week, it was not good.
Well, Ben, now I just lost my lunch and
Mucus
my recap.
coming out of my wazoo and whatnot. It was pretty bad. So that kind of set me back, but I tried to get as much done, outside of speedrunning as I can. Which what use has that ever done anybody?
No,
But who knows?
never had any benefit from that.
Right. I'm starting to feel a bit better. My voice is returned and whatnot. So this is good. Moving forward, look to the future, etc.
Well, there you go. All right, Duckfist, what have you been up to?
Not much speedrunning related. I've been settling into a new place. Recently moved, got a new apartment. In North
Jeez, everyone's
Fort Worth.
moving but me. This sucks.
Nice fresh start. Pretty cool place. Got my stuff all set up and only started gaming today.
You're still in the
I'm
same
feeling out a
general
new Steam
area?
game. What's up?
You're still in the same general area as you were?
Yeah, it's like 20 miles away from my previous place, but
Nice.
yeah, it's fresh enough to feel pretty new.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not
Don't
really
have to learn a
speedrunning
new
much.
accent.
Just feeling out a new game. Possibly, I've got a couple of options right now. I'm kind of thinking about Castlevania 3. Grant percent. It's pretty fun. Maybe some more Super Mario World. Revisit another category of that.
What
Or,
about Rockman 2? Yeah, I saw.
Yeah,
Speaking of
I
that-
learned that a while back, and that's a game you really need to be constantly practicing to be to stay good at. I haven't played in like a week. Did a run today, and it was like 5 minutes behind my first attempt of the game.
Wow.
So, but it's fun.
That's-
I don't know. We'll see.
yeah.
Playing around a little bit. So
Nice. Cool. Getting there. Gilda Sneeze then?
So first I went to my grandma's.
He's lying. I can tell.
Damn it! No, I've started drilling mostly off stream for sub 20 attempts on Demon Head. I'm finally tired of not having that, so that is the goal. On stream, still been playing some trials here and there, trying to work up to that fusion run. But last night I was playing Evo instead because that game's also awesome. But I don't know, just mostly IL improvements there and a little bit of practice. I need to start learning the route though after I finally put Demon Head to rest. But yeah, kind of a slow speedrun week for me. A lot of stuff to do outside of that.
No. Cool. I guess this is speedrun related.
Yeah, go for it.
To end the seemingly endless saga, on Thursday I got an exciting trip to the US Embassy where I got to sit in the hall with a bunch of Eastern Europeans who were trying to flee to America while I was trying to find out if I was allowed in the country or not. And it turns out I am. So I have my passport arriving so I can actually go to AGDQ and they can't stop me. So that's cool. So I'm officially going to be able to actually go.
Cool.
I have a room sort of tentatively sorted with Bangera, Susie, and Adam. So that's that. And just trying to figure out flights. Might try and go out early to America beforehand. And, maybe see New York City or something, do something New Year's Eve in America. Aside from that, I celebrated... we caught and killed a guy who tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament Day on Wednesday, which was fun. A.k.a. Guy Fawkes
Guy
Night.
Fawkes, yes.
And then been playing, not really speedrun, really, but sort of tentatively, some Bayonetta 2 and trying to feel out that game and how we'd go about it. We're sort of more just theory crafting while bitching about the tiny things we don't like about it. But it still sort of counts. And looking at Korra as well, Legend of Korra, keeping an eye on how that's progressing. I also, yeah. It should be it looks like it will be a nice, easy, and quick speedrun. A game I sort of like, and the speedrun might be under an hour for a good category, and that's very unusual for a game my sort of game.
I've never seen you do an under an hour game, except
Exactly.
for Bionic Commando, and did you ever actually do a run of that?
I never got a run done, no. But I started
It was
learning
just
it.
too
for sure.
short.
Yeah, but it's something I've always wanted as a game under an hour, but there's not many modern games which are the ones I'm more used to. So this is it's like Bayonetta Light or something like that, and under an hour. So it's something I might definitely try and pick up. It looks like it could be a good racing game at least. But yeah, so there's those. I did those things, which are cool. Hey, Noobest then. What have you been up to? I heard you've been enjoying the delightful weather in Finland that's been
it's been
recently.
snowing.
Yeah.
There's snow all over, and it's cold. just what you would expect. But
If there was snow all over and it was warm, I'd be a bit worried.
no, but I don't know. I haven't really done anything speedrun related except to.
We did a race today.
Yeah, we
Dark
did it.
Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 went pretty
Nice.
well. Yeah.
That race is actually still going because Dime is still doing it
Oh
right now.
yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, I don't know. I guess I found out that I'll actually be able to go to DreamHack to the speedrunning event, so that's cool.
Oh, cool. We need to talk how you. Well, actually, no. We'll talk about that afterwards. How you're getting there, because I should be going as well. So.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll be going there, and that's
Nice.
cool. Apart from that,
Nice.
I lost to Distortion. It was terrible. I was ahead of him the whole time, and then I fucked up at the very end. But yeah, nothing special really.
You've been. Oh, yeah, actually, no, that wasn't speedrun related. Never mind. All right, Distortion. What have you been up to? I know at least one thing you did, apparently.
Yeah, I did the race with Noobest. Really, I've just been like speedrun related wise. I've been doing the current patch any percent of Dark Souls 2, which has been kind of fun. Some new strats have developed for that, and also all bosses, which I no longer have the record for, as Noobest was saying earlier. Yeah.
Oh.
That got beat today by Mr. Takahashi.
Yesterday.
By yesterday?
Yeah, wasn't it
Yeah.
yesterday?
Oh, right, yeah. Well, anyways, very recently he beat it by like 2 minutes, so that's just pretty much it for me.
All right, cool. There you go. Hey,
Speaking of that game that you guys keep mentioning.
yeah. Speaking of that game, which incredibly popular,
Indeed.
so popular in fact, I will not share my true feelings on it. But Noobest, you claim to run Dark Souls games. I've never seen any proof that you actually can.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding, of course.
What are you trying to say here?
Nothing. I'm saying nothing. ESA run was great. No,
That-
what I'd like
that-
to know, Noobest, for the people in chat, for the guys who only play NES games in chat, who are wondering what all these 3D graphics are on
Listening.
the screen.
My God, how have they done this?
Every time I play a 3D game, Bad Breaks comes in and says, "Whoa, this game looks real." Like any game, it doesn't matter.
Depth?
These
Bullshit.
graphics looks real. Anyway,
Bullshit.
It was funny. He was
Noobest.
just complaining like 20 minutes ago on his stream, like how his dad picked up some video games for him, and it was like 5 Wii games, like based off of movies.
Oh.
Like, what are these?
Man, will
I can just
graphics
imagine
ever
his
get
face,
better?
too. Nice. All right, Noobest, tell us what Dark Souls 2 is for those who are unaware of what Dark Souls 2 is.
Oops, I should mute this video.
Well, it's the sequel to the hardest game ever made, Dark Souls. So
That happened?
by default,
Definitely
it's
the
twice as
hardest
hard.
game.
Well, if you,
I think it's actually Dark Souls squared, isn't it? So it's squared times as difficult.
I don't know. You can argue with that if you want to. I don't.
Too dark, two souls. Yeah.
Too dark, too dark.
My God.
But yeah, it's like openish world game, action RPG, whatever. And if you've ever played Monster Hunter, the combat is sort of similar to that, but a bit more fast paced. And I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. It's known for being very difficult. It's a very punishing game full of trial and error and a lot of RPG-ish stuff in it, like tons of weapons, tons of stats up, right? Distortion?
Yeah.
Yep. It's also third person only. Although someone recently released a little trick that you could do where you can lock the game into first person mode and play through it like that. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Does that
Interesting.
change anything about the game at all? Or
I imagine that
yeah,
makes it
it's-
very
wait.
hard to control, right?
yeah.
No.
It actually controls pretty well.
Oh,
It kind of has like a Skyrim look and feel. It's actually really strange to see it in action.
I would imagine that you'd be accidentally moving forward so much. Like when I played Demon Souls, obviously stuff has changed since then, but when you swing, you step forwards and move around quite a bit. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
that is still around. But like the main point with having first person in the game is that you get all these new categories.
Pyromancer arrows only.
Oh,
and so on.
Jesus. Here we go.
Right.
Any percent first person mode first hours, third person second hour.
No bonfire as well.
So that's the thing. So there's a lot
Major
of stuff in
skips.
this game. So there are a lot of possible categories. It would probably be a good idea to just mention quickly what the generally accepted categories are and what that means exactly. So
Okay, so there's any percent, all bosses, and to some extent current patch any percent, I suppose, is a thing that people do run, so it is a category. Any percent contains all the crazy glitches of the that have been fixed, and you skip everything. Like, it's kind of impressive how much you can actually skip in the game with all the glitches.
yeah, to point
there's-
out, it's shorter than Ocarina of Time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, to give a good idea of how broken it is. So
Yeah, like the current
It
patch
is.
current patch run is like just over an hour, and the any percent run is 16 minutes 20 seconds for the world record.
Welp. Whoa. little bit skipped
Yeah.
there.
yeah. So then there's the current patch, which I guess patches out all most of the glitches of that one. Then
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like arguably like one glitch left in the game after all the patches.
Yeah, it's actually, well, it played a few seconds ago on stream, I believe. You use a firebomb to explode a wall in the Forest of Fallen Giants, and saves roughly like 15 seconds. But that's pretty much the only glitch in the game.
that's the glitch. It's like
Well.
some games for ages there was one skip, and you get people saying like, "Can we have a no glitch category?" No.
Yeah,
We-
they're actually some people want to run glitchless of the current patch, but
It'll be
like
15 seconds slower.
yeah, there's like not really much difference. But I don't know.
All right.
Whatever
so
they
then-
want
Hey,
to
look,
So
man,
the,
you gotta have that WR.
Out of curiosity, the current patch category. So this is a category that just changes over time as they release patches, and I guess that category exists just to make it's kind of easier for players to do this rather than just maintain an old version of the game. Is that right? So like, would you expect the category to kind of continue to evolve, or what?
It depends if any new DLC is released. Just minor patches, wouldn't affect the speedrun at all, but new DLC would surely impact it.
Right.
The thing is that
One quick question: how diligent have they been about patching out glitches and such like that? Like, I mean, I know you just said that was the one
Oh,
real
well.
skip, but
we'll get to that.
okay,
in-
very well. Then.
All right. And then finally, there's all bosses, which
No,
is
wait,
as it sounds.
it's-
Oh, sorry.
He had something to say.
Just one thing about
Okay.
the. Wait, what was it? Never mind. Just go.
Very well then.
Forgot
Just interrupt
already.
me if you remember. All right.
Yeah, sure.
So then there's all bosses, which is literally every boss except the DLC guys. Is it?
No, the DLC is
Oh.
included in it.
Oh, DLC is included in all bosses.
Yes.
So okay.
You could.
Is this
like,
some
you
sort of
could-
crazy exclusionary speedrun policy? You don't buy that
I don't
DLC,
know.
you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well,
It's
some
just-
games there's no DLC because some people are too poor to buy them. You can't be bothered.
It's just like what the community has done. No one
Right.
really wants to do without the DLC. You
Okay,
could do
so
it,
you
I guess,
don't.
but it's just no one does it, so it's not a thing.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right.
But yeah, in the main game there's 31 bosses, and DLC adds 9 more. There's 3 different DLCs.
Yeah.
Well, so 40 total.
Yep.
It's quite a big number of bosses.
Well, yeah, it takes quite a while compared to the other runs.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, the-
it's how many times slower than any percent?
Well,
Oh,
if
gosh.
you any percent 16 minutes, all bosses like 2 hours 30, no,
Do you-
40, no,
Can you
36
use the glitches? Can you use the glitches in the all bosses?
No,
no,
not
because-
anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to be on the current patch to use the DLCs because they fix the glitches as the DLCs were
Right,
coming
right.
out. So
Okay. So then tell us a bit about the history. You got a nice lengthy history section. That's good. A lot of the games we've had, it's like, yeah, I picked up the game last week and decided to run it. But so we got a big history here. Distortion, share as much of this as you wish to.
Oh gosh. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, when we first started running the game, any percent was like really slow. We didn't have any methods for skipping anything, so it was pretty much just playing the game normally, as fast as you could. It actually turns out that when the game was initially released, there's a thing called the Shrine of Winter in the game, which to get through the Shrine of Winter, you have to kill 4 of the old souls that they're called in the game. And it turns out on the initial release of the game, they actually forgot to add an invisible wall around the Shrine of Winter, so you could simply just do some tricky little jumps and just run right past it. And that was the first skip that we found in any percent, and that brought the run down to about like an hour or so. But it was extremely tough because you had no levels. You were pretty much under leveled the whole time going through the game because you skipped so much of the early content. And that was pretty much the first skip that we found. And that was on version 1.0. And that run included 10 bosses.
Yeah, and like the intended route for the game would be 22 bosses, like getting the 4 old souls and then going through the Shrine of Winter. You'd have to kill, well, 12 more bosses than if you could skip it. So it's quite a big skip there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then, hang on. Yeah, we got down. So I'm trying to catch. Wow, you managed to cover like 6 bullet points in that one.
No, I mean, there's a lot more to talk about. I kind of
it's
just
fine. Yeah.
went through it pretty
So
quickly.
we're in the overview.
You found some stuff. Like, I mean, I know at one point, was it in Dark Souls 2 where you could just kill the same boss several times and use that to finish the game?
That is used current patch.
That's used current
not a
patch.
glitch or anything. It's like I don't know, hidden feature, I guess. So
Yeah, I suppose we actually found that before the Shrine skip. And that brought the route down from like 2 hours to about an hour and a half. And yeah, you killed the boss called the Rotten 4 times in a row. And by doing that, you get 1,000,000 souls and you can open the Shrine of Winter. But then it turns out that, you could just walk right past it by doing some tricky little jumps. So
so the Shrine of Winter is like the place where you need the 4 old souls at, but if you have 1,000,000 souls collected throughout your playthrough, you can just open it yourself.
That's nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that's in the game. It just is.
Now, is that throughout or concurrent? Like you have to have 1,000,000 souls on hand, or just over the course of the game itself?
Over the course of the game.
Okay.
So what that does for the run is that, well, you have a shit ton of souls, so you can just level up whatever you want. And you're like, after doing that part, you're like invincible afterwards.
Nice. All right. Then it says, it says Bino Boost was discovered,
Boost.
and then
Oh yes.
yeah, right. So Noobest, you can cover that, I guess.
Okay, so so there's an item in the game, binoculars, and you can equip it on your weapon slot. And for whatever reason, if you roll and attack at the same time while looking through the binoculars, and then release the binoculars while doing so, you get a massive speed boost. Like you just, for a few seconds, you go like triple speed or whatever.
Oh, wow.
So, as you can
awesome.
imagine, that the best part is that the binoculars are right at the start.
Oh, handy.
nice.
It's like like a minute in the starting the game,
roughly
you
a
can get the
minute.
binoculars. So
I
that's
swear I recall somebody in their comments for a TSSB submission for a record in this game referring to it as a butts boost for some reason, and I can't remember why. But
that's probably CR for Ferret. He had some sort of acronym for it.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But
Just so you know,
yeah,
it wasn't good enough. Right?
Yeah.
I don't remember what that stood for, but yeah. So that combined with the Shrine of Winter skip, like that boosted the, like made the run a lot faster, of course.
Yeah,
Like
the
there's
time...
a lot of. Go on.
Oh, sorry about that. The time went from about like an hour to like, I think, so we normally had the Shrine of Winter skip where you could just run right or jump right past it, and then we found the Bino boost, and that brought the run from like an hour to like 40 minutes or so, and people were still running that route. Like it could have been improved significantly, but then we found the parry walking glitch, which just completely broke the game apart. Like that's what made the game 16 minutes and 20 seconds. And that allowed you to do some really cool things by parrying an enemy and rolling over them and attacking at the same time. It would essentially just lock your character's y-axis to the enemy that you did the trick on. So this would just allow you to float on air. And you could actually alter your Y position by jumping against like certain objects, and then using that like extra, like the jumps would pretty much shift your character's position. So it allowed you to like fling yourself up in the air and achieve like certain heights to skip certain parts of the game. And that pretty much allowed you to skip all of the King's Gates in the game, which the King's Gates, there's 3 King's Gates in the game, and you need to pretty much kill like you need to kill roughly like 18 bosses or something to get to the King's Ring, which allows you to open the gate. And this glitch just it just got rid of that completely and let you skip it all.
Yeah, at first we like obviously so the Shrine of Winter skip, they first patched the first one out where you just jump to the side and like you just go there. Like it looks like you should be able to do it, but then they added an invisible wall there on like day 1 patch or something. So then there was another way to do it, which included well, actually using those invisible walls that they put up to go around. So they did a good job fixing that. And what was I going to say? But yeah, being able to walk on air, because the game is so open about where you can go, you can just like skip all of the required. You want. Yeah.
Nice. All right.
So from the start of the game, the first boss you kill in 80% is the third last boss in the game intended.
Wow. So
then you just kill the last 3 bosses, and
is it just because it's so short you can just like force your head into that boss? Is it not really difficult to kill without items and that, or?
You actually pick up some soul items from a late game area, the Dragon area. So you get like 40,000 souls and use those to level up some,
okay.
So you can actually use a weapon that does damage.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so it's not just a naked guy like floating in air and then suddenly credits.
Oh, it's a naked guy, right?
Yeah, it's still a naked guy.
It's a naked guy with a giant hammer. Pretty much.
My favorite was watching this shortly after the game came out, and the route was a dude with just 2 sticks. Just a naked dude with 2 sticks. They don't even look like actual weapons. They just look like sticks.
Yeah, that was like we first tried to like we didn't know skips or anything, so we just did the intended routes with the best weapon we could find, and that was at first 2 clubs, which are just 2 sticks, as you said.
2 magical sticks. They're just 2 sticks that you applied like enchantments to, and then they started glowing. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, the reason why they were so good is because the game has, unlike the first one, there's a mechanic called power stancing. If you have enough stats, you can, and have 2 weapons of the same kind, you can like go in the special stance, and that allows you to do special attacks. And the clubs have like this strong attack that hits about 4 times, and it has insane poise break, which just stuns the bosses. So most bosses, you just smashed them button, and they couldn't do anything. They got stunned until they were dead.
All right, and then obviously after time, this airwalking got patched out, and then DLC came. So since airwalking was gone, was it just a case of finding the best things, what you can skip, and then working around new DLC? So I guess with new DLC, you could maybe do the DLC instead of doing the normal stuff in the game. Like, how did the DLC change it?
Okay, so DLC after the first DLC came out, there was still actually sort of airwalking in the game. They tried to fix it. They fixed one where you like a glitch was so you parry an enemy and then you do a riposte, whatever, and you would cancel the post with a roll. But instead of a roll, you could use an item to cancel it, and you could still airwalk. After the first fix they did, but you couldn't change your altitude with this, so it was more limited than the previous one. you couldn't do a lot of the skips with it, but it still sped up the run a lot. Like you could still skip the Shrine of Winter and whatnot, but for all bosses, that would actually be used in the first DLC area, and due to big skips there, because, well, skips. The first DLC area is like Sunken City, and there's an area where you can see the very end of the place. And if you could walk there on the air, you could just skip everything. And, well, with that glitch, you could do it. So for some small duration before the second DLC came out, All Bosses Run did that in several places where it was still beneficial. And was the run still using hexes at that point, Distortion?
No, at that point it was melee. When the game was first released, hexes were extremely overpowered. You could get pretty much the second best hex spell in the game within like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or so. It was very quick. And it would do roughly 1,000 damage, like 800 to 1,000 damage. And it would just kill bosses in a few spell casts. So, but yeah, that got nerfed completely. And now every single type of spell in the game is completely worthless. And it's pretty much melee only. So, yeah.
All right. So, and then there's two other little things here. Then it says drama over what categories are legitimate, which I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Well, there's I mentioned the glitchless thing, and well, yeah, I don't think there's much more to say, but it's like at most 2 minutes slower than the other ones. So.
Okay, and then frame rate problems.
Okay, so the game came out on consoles, and the frame rate was 30, and because
consoles.
Yeah, because consoles. So From actually said when they were making this game that they are using PC as the lead platform, which is complete bullshit. Because the PC port is just, well, you can see it's not very
optimized.
Well made. Well, it's optimized. Like, it actually runs well, but you can see it wasn't the main focus at all, because the FPS is 60, and like it runs at 60 FPS. But all the weapons, when you swing them, they lose durability, and eventually they will break. And on PC, they break twice as fast because the FPS is twice as high.
Wait, what?
So the game is updating twice as fast, minus stuff like the speed of movement and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like the weapons.
You like take more
How is that tied to frame rate?
Time, or? I don't know if that happens, but the weapons thing has been in the game since when the PC version first came out, and they still haven't fixed it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
What? Oh my god.
But it's more.
They just timed it on how many frames the weapon is being used for.
Yeah. Like, on PC, you can break your weapon with one swing in some cases.
Yeah. If you attack dead bodies, it can just completely destroy your durability for whatever reason. I mean, obviously it's because it's on PC, but there's something else to it, because, yeah, your weapon can break in one swing if you attack corpses on the ground.
And yeah, you can tell it's the frame rate, because if you limit your frame rate to 30, it works like same as console.
Maybe you guys should run on PC PAL so it doesn't break quite as quickly.
Yeah, you just FPS
slightly slower
equals 5
than
in console, and then infinite durability, right?
So what frame rate do people run at then? Do they put a cap
60.
on it? Or?
Yeah,
they do.
Like, the game should be capped at 60 FPS, but sometimes for some reason some people have it run at higher than 60, and that actually makes you run faster too. So you have to cap your FPS to 60, otherwise, well, you might just run faster. Distortion actually had that problem.
Yeah, when I first started running the game on PC, I was getting times that were like significantly faster than everybody else's, and I wasn't sure like if it was just like me playing better or what. And then we actually went into the video and compared, and I was saving like, I'd probably save like 2 seconds over like a 30-second running like period. So I was saving like minutes throughout the run because
PC's the lead platform, guys.
Yeah, I opened up an FPS counter for my game, and constantly, whenever like you'd enter like a new zone or like just all the time, basically while you're running, the FPS would spike up to like 65 to even I think it spiked to like 68 at one point, and that would just make your character. I don't know exactly what it does, but it certainly makes you run faster.
You go into a cave where there's like no polygons to draw, and you just haul ass through it at like 200 FPS or something.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Doom style, or was it Quake style? I can't remember which. Well, it's Quake, wasn't it? You jump higher, the higher your FPS is.
Oh, really?
That's in Half-Life at least.
It's Half-Life, yeah. It's in one of those old school FPS. I can't remember. It might even be in all of them.
No, wait,
I think it's in Quake.
I think you actually jump higher in Half-Life to lower your FPSs. Because normally you run it.
I'm pretty sure in Quake it was because people were running 1000 FPS category, like
Oh gosh.
just to jump like a few pixels higher.
Oh, that could be thing. But like in Half-Life, the speedrun, you normally run at 100 FPS, but then you lower your FPS for a jump, so you can actually get on top of a thing that you shouldn't be able to get on.
All right. Okay, then. So that's the history. That was good. It's nice to have a nice, lengthy history. Now, general techniques is what I think most people are interested in, because as a game that's pretty difficult, or bullshit, as some people may put it, like just the basic techniques. So, like, what's worth using, what isn't worth using, like which class do you pick, which weapons do you pick up, and so on. Just quickly on that side of it, and then this stuff about stamina management, menuing, and so on.
So, when you first start the game, you can pick from there's 9 classes or something. I'm not even sure because none of them are worth using except one, the Explorer. The Explorer is so good because you get items at the start that are really useful. Stats don't really matter since you can just level up whatever later anyway. And when you start with items that are actually useful that you can't get any other way early on in there, so they speed you up a lot at the start. So that's pretty much the class choice. And then you can pick up starting gifts, and depending on the run, they're mostly useless. They're like in the current patch, 8%, you pick Bonfire Aesthetic. That lets you respawn a boss so you can fight Rotten one more time extra, so you don't have to pick up one later. So that's actually useful, but I think for all bosses you pick a Homeward Bone.
Yeah, you save roughly 5 seconds because of the starting gift in all bosses.
Yeah, it's not really significant in that at all. And in normal 8%, you pick like life ring or healing wares. I don't know. It really doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, something along those lines. It doesn't really matter at all.
And as for weapon choices, well, you pretty much get the most overpowered weapon you can within the routes. And early on that used to be the clubs, or well, later the maces. We found out that scaling in this game is actually non-existent, so it's not worth using a weapon that scales better when you can use one with higher base damage that does the same job. But for in the video Distortion's run, he's using a rapier. The reason for this is mostly because every time an enemy attacks and you attack them back within the animation or slightly after it, you do counter damage, and the rapier has really high counter modifier, so it does a lot more counter damage than other weapons.
It seems to have a nicer arc than some of the other weapons I've seen. Like, it just goes straight rather than swinging and smashing into walls and stuff. I don't know if that's anything to do with it, but it looks more logical to me when I've seen it.
Yeah, the thing is that sometimes you actually want to be swinging all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
a fight.
Beneficial.
There's a fight in all bosses where you fight a boss that's invisible, because getting the item that would make them visible would take too long, so you just skip doing that.
It's a speedrun. You never get the candle or equivalent. It's a roll.
So that fight, it's a bit tricky, but you want a weapon there that swings widely so you can hit them. Yeah.
So,
All right.
like, planning out your weapon usages sounds really important for boss battles, which are obviously mandatory in something like all bosses. But watching this video that's on stream right here, it looks like a lot of the technique for exploring through the game is by bypassing a lot of the enemies. So,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
what techniques
want
are involved in passing enemies? It looks kind of rough sometimes. Like, you have to be very precisely rolling or something.
Oh yeah, there's like some items you have to pick up, and during that you have to distract the enemies somehow so you don't die. Well,
So it's like pretty easy. It looks like it's pretty easy to get locked into combat. Like,
no, not. The thing is,
Oh.
in the first game, what they changed in the second one is that the enemies follow you much farther. In the first game, when you ran past them, they kind of just stood there and were like, "Okay, I guess he's gone." In this, they actually chase you for a long ass time.
Oh.
But
Okay.
most of the time, that's not a problem unless you have to pick up something. Like in this, right now, he went through the area there and had to pick up some items, and he had to distract the enemies while doing that, so he wouldn't have to fight them, because fighting them would take way too long, obviously.
So here's a quick interjection question that I noticed that he got invaded, mid-run here. How often does that actually ruin a run where you get some jerk who's actually invading and trying to kill you?
Never.
Imagine
because
you could
play
just
offline.
run far away.
Okay, you just play
Oh,
offline.
offline.
All right.
That run is offline, but there's NPC invaders in the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't
what
realize
it
that
was.
they
Imagine
just, like-
you could just run away from them anyway, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Most of the time, yes.
I didn't know that you could have that there were NPC invaders. I figured he was playing online. I was like, that just seems moderately suicidal for speedrunning, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that there's an online category speedruns.
No.
Jesus Christ. Shut it, Flicky.
All right, so suggestions for the Dark Souls community aside, just general things. So, stamina management, menuing, jumping, dodging, strafe dodging, are they straightforward as they sound, or?
Well, one more thing before
Okay.
that is the level ups you have to do. They're of course
Oh,
planned
right.
out, and weapon upgrades as well. You need some titanite or whatever upgrade materials to upgrade your weapon, and upgrading your weapon makes it do more damage. You obviously want to do that if you can. And then there's also stuff you buy, like right here he's buying. Well, right here that happened probably 30 seconds ago, but yeah, you level up. But all the level ups are mostly planned in what you want to do because they're just optimal. And yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean, the
the
soul amounts you
timing-
get are static, so the level ups are always the same throughout the whole
Yeah.
run.
So the time it takes to micromanage your equipment and your what you level up, it's worth investing that time for later on, I guess.
Oh,
like your
yeah.
boss fights save significant
Yeah.
time.
Throughout a run, it probably saves like a few minutes in the all bosses run, because when you kill a boss, you want to. There's 5 items that you need to equip or make sure that you have equipped. There's 4 pieces of armor that increase the amount of souls you get from killing bosses by roughly like 25%, and there's also a ring that you can equip that gives you 20% more souls, which go towards the level ups. And throughout the run, that's 45% extra souls, so it adds up significantly. You end up with more level ups, so it's definitely worth doing that. And if you can do it quicker, then you can use what's called a homeward bone, which allows you to warp out of the boss fight and go to continue the speedrun pretty much.
Yeah, go to the
So
last
it adds
bonfire
up
you
quite a
were.
lot.
But yeah,
Can I just get confirmation that's called Homeward Bone?
Yes, it is.
I
If there
love
aren't
that
plenty of
movie.
puns about
That's a
Bone
great
Home,
movie.
I'll be very pissed.
It does sound like a film.
Homeward
Homeward
Bound.
Bound.
It's classic.
It's
classic
the
movie.
Homeward Bound ripoff, isn't it? Because they are dogs, right? So it's Homeward Bone with dogs instead, right? Well, it is dogs. Anyway, moving on. Sorry.
right. So
Yes.
yeah, but the level ups, some of them are needed because you can't use weapons without certain stats, and also having higher endurance gives you more stamina and lets you run more, hit more, whatever. That's really important for the run. And some bosses you really can't avoid hits, so you want to have health so you can actually survive them. because well the invisible fights, it's really hard to avoid the hits that you can't see coming. So you want to be able to take at least a few hits before you die.
And you mentioned something earlier about having equipment that increases your soul count, or the souls that you acquire from kills. I remember I watched Lobos' run at DeuceCon a few weeks back, which is pretty cool. I'm not very familiar with the game, but I do remember specifically having to swap out equipment like as soon as you defeat the boss in order to reap the rewards for the extra souls, but having the other equipment to kill the boss faster. So is that still happen in these categories, that you're swapping equipment constantly and quickly to be able to
Yes. After every boss kill, if you get the right equipment on the soul equipment, you get more souls, and while fighting the boss, you of course want to have the optimal equipment for fighting him. So, and you don't have enough space to have. There's 4 ring slots, so you can have 4 rings at any time, and you have to swap one of them out for the soul ring if you want to have want to get extra souls. Later on in the run, after you reach a certain point in levels don't mean anything anymore, so it doesn't matter later on. But early on, it's very important to actually get the extra souls. And
like when you pause the game, the game is still running in real time. So after you defeat a boss, you have to quickly micromanage your menu in order to actually get those benefits, and you could completely screw yourself if you miss it.
Yeah, there's no actual pause in the game. Like, it just keeps running the whole time. And for the current patch 20% category, so doing that is really important because you need 1 million souls to get through the game. If you don't get that, then you're screwed. And the amount of souls you get is just barely over million at the point you need it. Like, it's actually very close to not being enough.
Yeah, you end up with about 500 extra souls over 1 million. So it's extremely
tight.
close.
Yeah.
One missed equip and the run is pretty much over. You have to go very far out of the way to get some extra souls then. So yeah,
Well,
it's very important.
That sounds familiar.
all right. Should we talk about the glitches and tricks then, and then
Well,
is that good? Oh,
Well, there's
go on.
funny things about the jumping mechanics in this game.
Okay, we'll go for it, Noobest. I'll let you. You sound so excited to talk about.
Oh, it's real.
I know
nice.
it's very early in Finland, and
Dude, my games have jumping in it. I'm listening.
Okay, so in the first Dark Souls game, first game, jumping was done by pressing the B button while running. They changed it for this game. You can still have that if you want to, but because of how the jumping actually works, if you do that, your jumps don't go as far ever, because you have to double press B, and that makes you let go of the B button, which is the run button, and your speed decreases slightly, so your jump doesn't go as far. So you have to do the jumps with the analog stick by pressing it down while running, and even that sometimes gives you a jump that doesn't go as far. Those are called baby jumps. And they will kill a lot of runs because
Yeah. In the all bosses run, there's about, I think it's 3 or 4 locations. I think 3 that you need to get a long jump to get through the area, and like if you miss it, you pretty much lose like 1 minute to 2 minutes. And there's pretty much nothing you can do. We haven't really figured out what controls the jumps. You want to be on like even terrain, very flat terrain. I've noticed that helps, but even then, you sometimes jump half the distance and then you just fall straight to your death, pretty much.
Yeah,
So just a quick question: what makes you guys still run a game where sometimes your jump doesn't work properly and you die?
Good question.
It's yes.
Okay, let's just check it. Just checking.
is that jump considered a glitch? No, I don't know. It's just we don't understand how it works.
That would ruin your glitchless run, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you get a baby jump, but it's over.
Alright then.
But yeah, it's like you feel like you did everything the same way you did before, and your jump just doesn't go as far, and you die.
Is it in the console version too?
Yeah.
Yep. It's
Okay.
in both.
All right, so it's not a frame rate
Jesus.
thing.
Alrighty.
Okay. We can talk about glitches and tricks now if you're good. I don't want to
Well,
rush you.
I mean, sure, I guess it's the other things are not that important, I suppose. They're just like dodging. Well, that's
Yeah.
pretty self-explanatory. I don't know, Distortion, if you want to
good.
talk about the other strafe dodging. a bit
Yeah,
more.
I mean, so some bosses you don't actually have to roll their attacks. The second DLC that was released, none of the bosses you even need to roll on. Surprisingly enough, you can essentially strafe like out of the way of all of their attacks by running and not using the lock-on mechanic. So it speeds up the run quite significantly because you can get more attacks in. You don't have to waste stamina rolling. You can just move quickly out of the way of the boss's attack and then really punish him because of the counter windows that Noobest was talking about before, where you get extra damage after a boss's animation ends.
So from what I
Yeah.
understand, with rolling, if you do it at the right time, you have a set of invulnerability frames, and you actually just kind of tank through the attack and not get hit. But with dodging,
Yeah.
you're actually moving out of the way of the attack, or is there still like invulnerability frames through dodging?
There's no iframes. You're just moving out of the way of the hitbox of the attack.
Right.
But as
it's
an
a
additive,
general
you also
dodge.
use stamina. Okay.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
rolls use stamina, and while you're in the rolling animation, you obviously can't do anything else, and your stamina won't regenerate. So, if you don't have to roll, you don't want to roll.
Okay. Cool. I'm not even gonna say. I'm just gonna let you guys, if you want, now.
Okay.
To...
Well,
Yeah.
so
Glitches.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Go
So,
for it.
yeah,
So
we-
we mentioned Beano boosting a bit already earlier. Binocular. Beano. Yeah. Beano. Yeah, okay.
Bino.
Gotcha. Beano.
but
No. Bino was Fred
Something else.
Flintstone's dinosaur.
No. Beano's binoculars. That's how you say it.
Binoculars. Yes.
Yeah. So Beano boosting, we mentioned a bit earlier. Quick recap: it was, well, using the binoculars and then unusing them makes you run super fast.
Yeah, you zoom in with the binoculars pretty well, not exactly, but you zoom in with the binoculars and you can still move your character while you're zooming in. Whereas in Dark Souls 1 the binoculars were still there, but I'm pretty sure you just stood still.
yeah, Dark Souls
Um,
1, they were like a usable item that you could, like, you couldn't put it on your like weapon, like equipped as a weapon. And Dark Souls, and you just use them like you would use any other item, like the Estus Flask to heal and whatnot. But in Dark Souls 2, you can use them as a weapon, like, well, not as a weapon, but it's in the weapon slot.
Yeah. So you pretty much just zoom in and you're able to roll and put in an attack input while you're still zooming in. And for whatever reason, that causes the game to accelerate your character by about like 3 times.
So
Yeah,
do you use
that-
that just? You don't use that for general movement. You just use that for little tricks.
No, you use it everywhere.
Oh. I use it everywhere. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you mentioned
How
earlier
long
that
does
it
the-
brought the any percent time down from like an hour to 40 minutes. So you're saving
Yeah.
like you save like 20
Yeah.
minutes just from movement with that. That's
Yeah,
crazy
there's
fast.
a lot of running in the game.
Yeah. How long does the like extra speed last? Like how many times do you have to like say Bino Boost to clear an entire area or something along those lines?
It lasts like 4 seconds at most, maybe
Okay.
3. So
Yeah.
you constantly keep doing it.
It depends on how well you do the input. There's actually like so how well you do the timing of the trick corresponds to how long it lasts. If you're not timing it that well, you'll get about a 1 second speed boost. Whereas if you do a perfect timing, it can go probably up to like 5 seconds or so.
All right.
Sounds
When you
very
say
repetitive.
yeah, like perfect timing,
Yeah.
is that absolutely frame perfect,
No,
or is there a
it's-
decent
it's-
window?
It's very lenient.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, then the Throne Watcher fall off strats. Oh, is this what I think it is? The boss guy?
Yes.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
Okay. Hang on one sec. Let me cue that up. Actually.
This is a must-see clip.
Very well.
You've discovered this really
14,
a long
10.
time ago, though, right?
Yeah, I actually found I think I was the one who found it anyways.
Yeah, yeah, you were.
Okay.
I
Clip should be
on my
fine.
first playthrough, I didn't actually know how to kill the boss, So I actually just tried to do something like that. I tried to make the boss fall off the ledge, and my very first attempt, just I ran into the corner where the boss fight is, and she attacked me and just fell off the ledge, and that became follow-up strats pretty much.
It's great. It's really great.
So yeah, you just wait the attack out from the boss, and she falls off and dies.
Well then.
You would think you could do it to both of them if you can do it to one, but the defender just can't fall off.
Yeah, his hitbox seems to be quite a lot larger. I actually tried for quite a while to get him to fall off the ledge, but even if he can be completely off the ledge, his feet won't even be touching any solid ground, and he'll still just be floating there. So it's unfortunately not possible.
Good plan.
Yeah.
On the bright side, that means that they purposely knew that she would be able to fall and left it in. So,
well, it just could be that the defender's hitbox is just huge because
he does have a bigger model.
And the watcher is like that spot right there where it's done is like the only spot where it can happen. Like we haven't really found another spot, and it's really inconsistent. And it's the very end of the run, and it just ruins most runs that get that far.
Yeah, when I got the 16-minute and 20-second time, I think I had about 10 runs, which made it to this particular boss fight. And if you don't get the right AI, you just don't get the fall-off strats, and that's the end of the run right there. You just have to reset.
Yeah, I was just going to say that the clip continues into the Nishandra glitch,
Yeah,
so what is that about?
If you just go back to where the defender died again.
Oh, where defender died? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Just about right here. Go ahead.
Okay, so Nishandra glitch, I don't know who found this, but Nishandra, the last boss of the game, just you can break her completely. She just won't do anything if you throw an item at certain time in a certain angle. I don't know. It's very precise trick. And
no one's really sure why it works.
Yeah, there's some theories, but like I said on the video, you could see the setup that he did to get it. It's very precise, and like you have to do it perfectly, otherwise it won't happen, and you lose sub-minutes at the end of the run, and lose the run basically.
Okay,
But,
so
yeah.
I've got to ask why he's doing the pee-pee dance in between every 2 strikes. Just curious here.
He's waiting for stamina to regen.
Okay, just checking.
But yeah,
Keep the fingers moving.
Nostandra just stands there and does nothing. You just kill her.
Fantastic.
She's not even like reacting to being hit at all.
Yeah, like
No.
her AI just doesn't start.
Oh, now it goes.
skirt-
Oh, God! I wait. Oh, so football practice. Oh, sorry. Damn, I'm
Her
dead.
skirt moves a bit, and then she's just like, fuck it, I'm not getting paid enough for this shit. Like,
Oh, I am very disappointed. I thought he was about to go into the. I can't hear you, brother. Right at the end there. Yeah.
Like,
Just when he does that, the celebration dance. All right, so in the same clip, actually, at
it really
3
does
minutes-
look
I
like
know. All right.
all right.
At the same clip, we've got the Aldia skip. It says it shows off the airwalk. So let me kick over to 3 minutes 41, and let's take a look at that then.
okay, so first of all,
Start at 3:30, and it'll let it kind of build to it. So go ahead.
So first of all, you can see the bino boosting in the clip. It's like you see the speed boost is pretty significant, so you just use that everywhere. And for the airwalk, well, you parry an opponent, any opponent that can be parried and riposted, and then you roll with them. They will never get up, and your y-axis will
I
be
think I saw
lost.
this in Silent Hill.
So yeah, after doing the glitch, you can walk on air.
Fantastic.
That allows for all the skips, and when he's jumping there towards he was jumping towards the tree there, that gave him more height, so he can actually get over the wall that is actually not loaded in, and he needs to be very certain height here, otherwise the next area won't load in and he can't get there. But yeah,
just for the benefit of the chat who doesn't play Dark Souls 2 or who don't play Dark Souls 2, that was not sped up in any way.
no,
That is fantastic.
that is the Bino Boost and Airwalk.
Yeah,
And
but that's pretty much the cool, like the craziest skip that that is possible. It allows you to skip all of during like everything past during like Castle, which is roughly like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. I'm not even sure. It's a very long period of time.
Oh yeah, and when he's doing the jumps to the tree, that's also like you're running into a wall while in this glitched state. Your character will actually still move, but the model, if you're running into a wall, won't move, and your camera stays there. But then if you go past the wall, you get flinged into the position where you were supposed to be. So
Excellent.
that's what happens there with the weird boost into the abyss or whatever.
All right. Well, cool. All right. Let me go to the second video and queue up the right time at 12:20 for the SOW skip. One sec. This one's a much longer video, so I'm gonna have to be a little more precise with the. Oops, went too far. All right. I think the closest I'm gonna get is 11:23, so the tail end of this boss battle will start playing, and then we'll get to the SOW skip. I guess this is SOW skip version 2.0. So.
Okay. Where is this right now?
Just beat the purser. It looks like, I think. What's his name? Whichever one used the giant crossbow on, or ballista, I guess.
Is this the right video?
I don't believe it's the right video. Hold on.
That's the one that I downloaded.
Let me see.
No, you're at 11 minutes. You should be somewhere in the shaded routes.
12 dead on.
It's 12 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean it was at 12 minutes dead on. That's as close because it's such a long video. My browser
that's the wrong video. That's for
okay. Yeah, that's the one that it was linked to. So
no, that's the Harvest Valley. No wait.
Oh, what? Aren't you sure?
Yeah, that's the Harvest Valley video.
I may not have gotten the SOW skip video.
Oh.
Can fix that real quick. All right. Well, here, let me set up Harvest Valley, and then we will. You can talk about that, and I'll see if I can grab that video quickly.
Sure.
1858. All right, I'm gonna start at 1842. That'll give you a minute to talk while I try and grab this real quick. Sorry about that, y'all.
Well, this one is actually, there's not that much to say, but I guess we can talk about the other skips that are similar to this one.
Yeah.
So, the one actual out of bounds that's still in the game, without any like airwalking glitches or whatever, the Harvest Valley out of bounds. It's just there's a lot of skips in the game. Well, not a lot, but some minor skips that include the jumping, which is real great because the jumping is so consistent. That let you, well, skip some things. Like in the Dragon area, you can skip about 1 minute, 1:30.
Yeah, it's roughly a minute of running around that you are able to skip with a precise jump.
Yeah. And in the Harvest Valley, you jump out of bounds. Like you'll soon see that, like you actually go into an area that you can clearly see you shouldn't be in. And this they haven't fixed for whatever reason yet. I guess they don't know about it or something. But the Shrine of Winter skip, the new one and the old one and whatnot, all those had to go. But this one completely shows that it's just not supposed to be in here, and
Welp.
They just didn't care about fixing it, I guess. I don't know.
Alright, 1 second. That video is now downloaded. Let me just load it up real fast.
Just to fill some air, I just want to know, like, this is one of those games where it's a lot easier to run than it is to play normally, right?
Well, to some extent, it's easier to run it, like, just not at high level. But when you try to do the fastest strats, it just gets a bit messy because you will lose a lot of runs in no fault of your own.
Okay.
And it's
just like
Alright.
the running it is like playing it normally. Then there's a lot of stuff that's quite annoying. frustrating.
Yeah.
Should be coming up on the skip now. We're at 11:48 in the video and it should be at 12:20. So it gives you a couple of minutes to talk about it, or less than a minute, but still. Okay, so the SOW skip version 2.
Okay, so the Strand of Winter skip. The first version was just, well, we shouldn't get to the shrine. You just jumped on a rock, well, on the cliff there, and then jumped on a rock and walked past it, and it looked like you should be able to do it. But then they put up invisible wall there day one, and invisible walls all over the place. Then, after the PC release, after like, I don't know, 2 months maybe after they had fixed it, some Japanese guy found out this, which is walking
Insane.
on the... Yeah, it's just, I'd have no idea how the hell he found it. It's just, you walk on the invisible walls that they put up, and there's a lot of them. It's just...
Yeah, you're pretty much just walking on exactly what Noobest said. You're walking on the invisible walls that they put in to prevent it in the first place, and it also allows you to skip the Shrine of Winter. And it was insane when we found we all found out that the patch that was supposed to fix this glitch coincidentally added a new one in. It was crazy.
And yeah, that's...
I love that. Yeah, their attempt to fix it just means
there's just a new way to break it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that one is actually really precise to do, because like the invisible walls are like 1 pixel thick, or not pixel, but 1 unit thick. So if you go too much to the other side, you just fall off and die in the, like, out of bounds, and there's no actual hit or collision on the outer edges. So if you fall the wrong side, you die, and if you fall to the other side, you just lost a lot of time. So, yeah. But then they patched that one too.
Sons of bitches.
They really don't like you skipping this.
No, not at all.
Well, skipping most of the game, that's not fair of them, really.
Bunch of jerks.
Yeah. And coincidentally, they did the same thing with the airwalk too. The first airwalk was the one where you did the riposte, and you got the airwalk where you could adjust your altitude and everything. And even when they patched that out, they managed to still leave another version of the airwalk in the game with the usage of items. Unfortunately, you couldn't adjust your altitude, but it was still an airwalk, nevertheless. So we had that for the first DLC, like Noobest was saying, and then that was patched out right afterwards.
Yeah.
All right. So the last one I've got a clip for, by the way. Unless is there more?
Well, I was just gonna talk in general about God, I am so...
It's the snow, man. The snow has got to you.
Yeah.
Don't worry, only another 5 months of winter to go.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just roll the next clip.
You got it, man. It's soul duping. This one is a self-contained clip, so that's pretty convenient. But yeah, it's just duplicating souls.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple one. You have an item, and if you use the item, it gets used up, right? But if you start using the item and drop the item before it gets used, you can pick it up again and still get the effects.
Excellent.
So, yeah, that's pretty simple. This actually, back when there was... What was it? This was before we found the Shrine of Winter skip again. For the 1 million souls, the fastest way to do that would have technically been to do this glitch over and over again on a soul of 5,000. So you would have to duplicate it like what?
200 times.
Yes. To get the million souls.
Yes, that was the fastest method.
Huh.
That would have been... No one ever...
Beasley, are you sure you didn't want to run that version of the
game?
Actually,
one person did run that category, and it was Oginam.
Did he ever finish a run?
Yeah, he finished a run. I think he actually got like a 40-minute time doing it that way or something like that.
Boy, imagine fucking it up on the 199th attempt.
No, that's... Okay, that's when he did it with when the airwalk was found out. Then he, for some reason, decided to go get a 20k soul, and then he just...
Yeah, that was silly.
But seriously,
the-
imagine doing that 199 times, then missing the drop input.
Yeah, that's
Rage.
timing for that is it's only.
Yeah, I mean, I can
not
see that it's pretty long.
bad, but like if it's really easy to fuck up still.
Still 200
Yeah.
times. Yeah,
You use you can use the
I fuck up,
keyboard
yeah.
for the soul dupe, which makes it pretty easy. In the any percent route, there's actually a very minimal time save you can get by using the soul dupe. Most people pick up 2 souls when they run through the late game area called the Dragonary. But the most optimal strat is to pick up 1 soul and dupe that 1 soul. But you also have a bunch of inventory clutter, so it adds a few more inputs to the soul dupe. So you have to do, it's roughly like 9 button presses within like a second or 2. So it's pretty rough. So not many people do it, but it saves like 5 or I think 7 seconds or so.
And the thing is, if you miss it, the run's over.
Yeah.
No thanks. I will take the time loss.
Try once a day for a year and see where you
But
get.
the any percent run, like the airwalk glitch, is a pain in the ass, and you have to do it 6 times.
I'd say it's probably like I mean the game runs at 60 FPS. It's probably like 3 to 6 frame window, I would say. Like
Yeah, but like the thing is, doesn't sound too hard, right? It's like it's multiple frames and whatnot, but the timing changes depending on your distance to the enemy.
yeah.
That makes it terrible.
Different enemies. I don't know if it's just based on distance, but certain enemies feel like they're like it's like a smaller or like the windows seem different for certain enemies as well.
Definitely, yeah.
And we have a Kappa question from Mr. Takahashi in the chat there of what about the rolling through doors glitch?
Well, okay, yeah, that's like why glitchless is so weird to me, because if you're opening a door and you roll into it, the door opens faster, and you like roll into the door and it opens, and like that doesn't seem intended. Is it a glitch? Well, they use it in the glitchless, so I don't know.
Jesus.
There's
What
also
we don't like percent.
yeah.
Headache percent.
Glitchless
All
actually
right.
had some application previously though, because when the game was so glitched and you could walk on
I
air
guess
and
when airwalking was a thing, yeah.
Yeah, back then it made sense, but not so much anymore. If you like just run current patch, come on.
All right. So, should we just wrap up with learning the game? I know there's a ton of Dark Souls 2 stuff, and I now realize how foolish it was of me to suggest that we do Dark Souls 1 and 2 in the same episode.
Yeah, way to go.
But we can just do the learning the games, and then we'll go on to records, and then if we do learning the games, and then any last things you want to mention, is that good? Does that sound good?
sure.
Sure. You all right, Noobest? You on board?
I'm on board with this.
Okay, good.
I fully
That's
support
right.
your suggestion.
Thank you.
Let's not say things we can't
Glad
take
I
back,
could-
okay?
I'm glad I can count on you, Anubis. All right. Number 1 then. Anubis, if you read the first one, Distortion, you read the second one, and then you can do the third one together.
You tried this
One day
last week,
someone's
Flicky.
gonna do it. One day someone's going to do it. All right, Anubis, do the first one.
Okay, so you want to play through the game first, obviously, and then decide which category you want to do. And if you want to do any percent, it's nothing alike doing the other categories because they actually involve playing the game as intended, somewhat. But any percent, you just screw all that and skip everything.
It'd be the category for me, that's for sure. I'm a short speedrun type of person.
You saying the less Dark Souls you have to play?
No. I'm saying I don't have the attention span for a run bigger than like 40 minutes or so.
No, well, the any percent is gonna take you most time to do because you will reset 3 minutes in all the time.
That's fine.
You never get past 3 minutes.
Let me tell you about Clash at Demon Head. 3 minutes would be a
That's-
godsend if that was where I
That's
reset
the
every
people
time.
who, the people who say, "Yeah, I can't do a run more than half an hour," but they still stream for 6 hours.
Yep.
Resetting their 20-minute game. It doesn't make
Yep.
sense. But right.
I
Number
just
2,
forget strats about 40
was that
minutes
a
in.
Feasel laugh there? All right, number 2, Distortion.
Well, yeah, you want to get good at dodging the attacks from bosses. all the bosses have a different variety of attacks. You know, they're all different. You really it's just muscle memory. You have to practice every single boss fight and learn what attacks that you can strafe dodge on. Like I was talking about before, I'd say probably like more than half the bosses can be significantly faster because you don't even have to dodge, like roll out of the way of their attacks. You can simply just move out of the way of their attacks. And yeah, I mean that's very important. Dying is never good. It's very punishing in Dark Souls 2. So yeah, you wanna learn how to dodge. It's very important.
Yeah.
Normally, that's like just a general joke point, but in Dark Souls,
Yeah, there's a pretty
famously
severe
punishing.
fucking penalty for it. Yeah.
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 Just as a quick clarification point, is there a way to refight bosses without having to start a new save, or do you just need to keep a save file like before each boss or something along those lines, so you can just practice it over and over?
Practice. Yeah.
Well, there's an item in the game that respawns the boss, but it makes it harder difficulty and have more health and do more damage. So
Alright,
I
so
guess
it's
you could use that, but it's
better to keep a save
have-
file.
Yeah.
Okay.
And well, to add to that, you need to know when to attack the bosses. Because, well, usually some attacks you can dodge and then attack after multiple times. Some attacks you just can't punish at all. Those are thankfully pretty rare.
All right. Noobest, the last one then.
Okay,
Number
so you want to find out the route that you want to do. There's like a bunch of base pins that have been made ready for the routes, and you can just read up on that. And of course, most people who stream this are really happy to help other new people to learn the game, and it's just, well, practice from there. It's not that, like, once you know what to do, it's just doing it over and over again until you get good.
That's the biggest difficulty with Dark Souls, really. Like, you just need to know what you need to do, and it just makes it so much easier from there. Like,
apart
if
from
you know the right weapons.
Apart from the 90%, there's like not really tricks or anything you need to learn. It's just playing the game.
Just playing with skill and such, yeah.
All right. Cool. Are there any last little bits then you want to mention before we go to records? Little tiddly bits or?
Yeah, you're gonna hate Guardian Dragon if you ever run this game.
Any dragon for that matter. All the dragons in the
Every
game
dragons
are completely RNG based. They all have flying attacks where they can just fly up in the air, and because
not come down.
Yeah, they pretty much won't come down, and because spells are completely nerfed, melee is the only option in the game.
for fast kill, yeah.
When that happens, you just lose time, and that's
the
it.
worst freaking bosses in any game.
Yeah.
Are bosses that can just choose to not be hit.
Yeah, they're all,
well, see ya.
all bosses is great about that because there's like 3 or 4 of these bosses that you have to fight.
You get three dragon fights.
So, audience, if you're paying attention, that was just a vote for any % when you're deciding what category to run.
Oh yeah, if you any %, you only have to really fight one boss because
See?
It's the Giant Lord. Like that's the actual only fight you do properly because for John Watcher Defender you get the Watcher to fall off and then it's easy and Nashandra just freezes.
Stand there.
Yep.
So there's your choice, guys. You can either fight 3 horrible dragons or 1 boss.
No, but then you have to do the fucking air walking
And the
perfectly.
glitches.
Don't
yeah.
understand why I don't get any competition for all bosses anymore. God,
Guys, I
bullshit.
like the drag. How many guys have you've been playing the game and you've been fighting the dragons on your stream and you're just like, oh god, I hate these dragons. And some guy who's never played the run or done it before is like, guys, I really liked the dragon bosses.
Yeah, they were
They-
great.
Oh wait, another thing everyone should remember: roll left.
Roll left.
That was
Roll
the
left.
advice that people gave to me when I was having trouble with some boss. It's like just roll left, man.
Oh yeah.
See, look at the. I mean, the GIF that I've put up here for he's rolling left.
He knows.
That's like
Yeah,
yeah, that's
Well,
like
he's on
the
it. Not even
don't get hit
speedrunning.
advice.
He's got clothes on for Christ's sake.
The funny thing is that on that boss you actually want to go right.
Perfect. You see that picture there? Everybody, do the opposite of what he's doing.
Well, on that boss you don't fight him. You just shoot him with the ballista and he does.
Oh, very well then. Do everything that he's not doing. Oh wait, the other, whatever. Don't do that.
All right. Okay,
All
then.
right.
Should we move on to records? If you guys
We
want to stick
should.
around, you're welcome to. I don't know if you want to. Noobest is a bit late, but if you all want to, you are welcome to.
I'll stay here.
I'll stay. Okay, cool. General rule: if you don't know, we'll pick you randomly, or if you know about a game, just chip in. Just do the opposite of what your Finnish blood is telling you to do, Noobist, and just join in the conversation.
Sure.
I found the most appropriate GIF I could for this.
Oh boy. Okay. So,
They're at least naked. I don't know why somebody put Dark Souls helmets.
I have no idea.
But
If
whatever.
there's a game where the people seem to be more fragile, I can't think of it. But okay, starting off, it's a difficult tale that we all have to live through. It's A Man's Quest on PC. And it's sent in 10 minutes, 23 seconds, and 23 hundredths by Lester Ice, who says, "It was a good run, my first of the day. GG." I'd like to know what A Man's Quest is in the videotech game world. I like, if you're back on, if you improve that at some point, a little bit more information would be fantastic. I want to know what A Man's Quest entails as a game. I hope it's just like getting up, reading the paper, smoking your pipe, like hugging your wife and telling her you love her. Like, another
Grab a
day
shower,
successfully
get your tie on,
complete
head to
for a
work.
man. Shave, yeah. Anyway, we'll give this one to Feasel because we haven't heard his voice in a little while, and because it has one of his
Sure.
favorite words in the name.
Sure.
okay,
Well,
alright.
this is Dracula X. I'm not going to read the Japanese version of it. This is the Super Famicom version of Dracula X. This is an any percent run in 1644 by Joe Cool Games, who says, this is the story of Richter Belmont as he backflips his way to victory against Dracula. This is an all-right run, average luck, and some pretty good boss fights. I made a theory task that completes the game in 1524, so there's a lot to be done still. This run does beat the current SDA time by 9 seconds. My goal for now is to get under 16 minutes. I'm also working on the best ending category run since there is no real time. So there's no real time run of it. I get it. That will consist of rescuing Maria and Annette, as well as playing through 2 alternate stages with new bosses. Well, that's pretty cool.
Man, holy water looks weird in this game.
Yeah,
It sure
there was
does.
some
Everything looks
pretty
weird in this game.
some pretty exciting messages in our TSSB group chat of when this was added. Comments such as, "Glad someone's finally insane/sane enough to do a run of this game." Like, Feasel said you consider
Right.
running it for about,
Same as
there's a 5%
6.5
chance.
minutes.
right. Same as
He said it
PJ. Same thing.
Yeah. It's a 5% chance of Feasel actually running it, and Feasel saying, "I own it, no," and so on. So everyone very glad Jokel Games is running it. I know he's run Castlevania in the past, I know for sure. I remember him running something, but yeah. It's something lots of people wanted, but no one was willing to do. Good job biting the bullet on that one.
Indeed.
All right, let me know when we can carry
It's
on.
just finished, actually, very coincidentally.
All right, we got 2 anti-chamber runs.
Nope, it's
Actually,
just
we got
one.
one anti-chamber run. A PC 120 signs in 12 minutes and 20 seconds. Very almost 120.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that dupe stayed in there, but
I don't know, but it's by Palladus. He says it's a horrible beginning, a lovely splits to run against. We got Ape Escape 2. Beat the game 5704 by Ion G. Ion Graveray. It's pretty good, gonna make it better. Love this game.
still want
It's
his
great.
name to be Ion Gravy Ray, because that just...
I
Sounds
just say
delicious.
it Gravy Ray. I can get away with saying it Gravy Ray, and I can just say like, "Oh, that's how you say it." In English.
Yeah, no, the British, we say it like that. It's
We
it's
say
a
it
thing.
Gravy Ray, and they go, "Whoa, that's crazy! I didn't know it was that word."
It is our joke, Lazurier.
And they walk away
But
thinking
yeah.
they're more multicultural. You know.
Right, exactly. We've all learned from the experience, cultural
Yeah.
exchange. But yeah, Japanese version, if you're curious, because you can quick switch gadgets in the Japanese version, and we don't know why you can't in the Western versions. No clue. I'll give this one to you, Noobist, because I know you're a big fan of Shrimp and Beethoven. I'm wondering now, I'm just going to relink the doc. Yeah, it's there already.
Oh, I love Beethoven.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Still being improved.
The
Beethoven
Beethoven
second
community back again.
in 5 minutes 2 seconds by Shrimp. He says, "It's been a long time since there's been any activity in the Beethoven community, but that changes now. I managed to cut 10 seconds off the previous record by perfecting my bark jump technique in 3.1 and finding a way to speed up the elevator cycles in 3.2. According to my sum of best splits, the optimal time is 4:57, which is probably my final goal, but for now the next step is sub 5.
Is Beethoven sharing something with Super Mario Brothers?
Well,
Yeah, it's
Well,
going
what-
for sub 5.
Yeah, that 457.
It's a great speed game. I was talking to Shrimp about how I didn't know how to put it. I wasn't mad or upset. I think I was just more surprised that Beethoven has like competition and is still repeatedly being reduced in time when there are other big like popular mainstream games that aren't. And his only response was, "It's a good speed game." And I was like, "Well, that wasn't my point, but,
But
it is." He still loves
played
it.
Smash Brothers 4 for like 3 hours, and it's back to Beethoven.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they-
I just quite like the what that changes now.
exactly.
This
He's ready to go.
ends now.
It's almost Beethoven season again.
so they call it the 2-day quake because of the bunny hopping in it.
I did ask
actually
about. Yeah, you played this at ESA, didn't you?
Yeah, I played this at ESA, and I don't remember what my time was for
Did you
finishing
get
it.
16 minutes or something?
I don't think was it that fast.
Was it?
Oh man,
Oh,
maybe.
might not. I was thinking. I remember recall 16 or 24 minutes being done by someone.
Well, I know that I beat it way faster than anyone else did on their first playthrough, so I don't know.
There you go.
It's-
Natural
it's an-
talent.
it's
Natural
an interesting-
talent.
Interesting game. The bunny hopping is very weird.
It is. It's a good speed game. We've talked about it on the show before, so check out the Beethoven episode. What was the other game with Beethoven we did, or did you just do Beethoven?
I don't remember. Was
We
it
just did Beethoven.
I
No, it was a
wasn't
straight up
there. I think it was.
Beethoven episode.
Straight up Beethoven. I wasn't there for it.
Would
I
be
recall.
surprised. It's such a short speed game.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a lot
such
in it.
so
tech.
rich for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It still took up a
There's-
whole
there's
episode.
a lot.
We
in
managed
it,
to get
and
quite a bit of info out of that. So
I did
We talked a
find
little bit
out
about
from
the Game Boy version too, right? There's a Game Boy
that's
Beethoven.
right. That's right. Okay, I knew we added something to it.
Yeah.
I did find out
But-
for you guys that Beethoven is called Beethoven because when he was a puppy, he pressed keys on the piano.
Very good.
Yeah, I had to find that out for you.
Oh.
All right.
Speaking of things that also have 2 in their name,
yeah, we got some Castlevania stuff.
yes, there's 2
which-
Castlevania games, and the first
Yeah,
one
Gildersleeve.
is
Why don't you go for
Castlevania
this?
2. Yeah, it's Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, NES, any
Not
percent,
Man's
32,
Quest.
40.
Should be
What?
Castlevania 2 Man's Quest.
Man's Quest? Okay.
Blob's Quest,
Simon's Quest,
Okay.
yes. Simon's Quest featuring Blob. It's K-Mac, unsurprisingly enough. At 3247, his comment is,
Blob.
yes, there you go. But then he also has run CV3 Dracula's Curse, NES, any percent wrong warp category.
Oh,
Yes, there is one hell of a wrong warp in there.
Yep, it's pretty neat looking.
Yes, you go into garbage data for a little bit, and then in and out of all kinds of screens and stuff. I have no idea how it all works, but it's done in 1603 by KMac. It says this run utilizes the wrong warp glitch Sockfolder put a lot of work into a few months back. Sub 16 is possible and will likely be my end goal.
Sockfolder has a knack of destroying
Good Lord, does he
games
ever.
like this.
Yes, indeed.
He was behind Soten as well, wasn't he? In many ways, yeah.
So, and I think some stuff with Wind Waker and Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, he's a
it's-
pretty prolific
He's a game-breaking
glitch
son of a
hunter and
gun.
tasser, right? He tasses too,
Yeah.
right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, I wish
And
I could.
shout
I
outs
wish I could
to
assist here.
Sockfolder
Like
as
in a
well.
couple of weeks, I'll know more about.
Yeah, you'll
Castlevania
know.
3, but right now it's just like what.
Don't
all I know
worry
is
about
that
it.
it uses Grant, and you don't go the normal path like after the 4 stage. So
No,
like
you
stage
use-
4, it's a different stage.
As far as I remember, you use the stair glitch where you kind of, switch between screens, then change back into Grant, or back into Trevor, and then into Grant again, or something along those lines. I can't remember exactly how it all works, but then you seriously just go into corrupted RAM data for several screens, and
Yeah,
then
you're walking.
next thing
you're just
you know,
walking
you're
the
at Dracula's
staircase.
castle.
It's quite the scenery as you're just
It's-
walking up this little staircase.
All right, we got 2 Disney's Aladdin runs. That's the SNES one, which is the one where you don't swing your sword at people and kill them.
Right. It's not the one where Walt Disney is the protagonist either.
That's the one I played as a kid, you see.
Right.
Interestingly, the DOS version was the Mega Drive version. So, yeah, there you go. But this is the SNES version. We got 100% and an 80%, both by La Hulk. which is the French hog, I believe. 1737 for the 100% and 1634 for the any percent.
The video is from the
there's
90%,
no
though.
comments despite the window being wider, so I thought there'd be a comment, but he tricked me.
Yeah, the highlight is from any percent.
Yeah,
So.
I haven't actually played this one, so I'll let this to you SNES-owning people to talk about, which I'm going to take a leap and assume that's the Americans amongst us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did not own Aladdin, though.
Didn't own Aladdin, Fiesel?
Afraid not.
Well, I did not own Aladdin, but I have rented it and played it.
Okay.
I didn't beat it though. It's quite a fun game.
Duckfist? Aladdin? Thoughts?
I remember it being kind of cool. Never really played much of it, but I remember the movie. It's a fun movie. It's like Disney and stuff.
There you go,
Yeah.
Disney stuff.
There's
Distortion.
Robin Williams is in it. Yeah, kind of.
Distortion? Thoughts on Aladdin?
Oh gosh, I have no idea about Aladdin, to be honest.
Well, there you go. Good to know.
Well, maybe Lay Hulk needs
Lots
to
of-
run a more popular
so
game
many
here.
thoughts.
Jeez.
I can't believe that Aladdin, or we knew more about Beethoven than we knew about Aladdin. That's
Well, we've
quite
done a
amazing.
show on Beethoven.
I
It's a
also only
classic.
played the
Good point.
Mega Drive version.
Yeah, call me when the
See,
Genesis
that's-
version comes on.
Let's say
Wow,
the
yeah, when the
Hulk, if
Genesis
you're
version's
interested
on, I
in
can tell you
doing
all
a
about
show.
collecting apples and slicing people with your sword. Like Noobest and I will be on it. We'll be ready to go, but unfortunately,
Look, I'm just saying, if
Didn't
the Hulk
play
is
this
interested in doing a show, and like teaching us about Aladdin,
Hey, not a
tell
bad
you
idea.
what, yeah, you know what we should do is we should do Aladdin Mega Drive and Aladdin SNES.
Oh yeah, just have them
and
both, and then just have a giant
intermingle,
fight in the
yeah.
in the chat.
oh yeah,
I think we should just intermingle clips so we make it look like one giant game.
One big game. Oh, yeah.
What is
Oh,
that?
whoops, I've let the highlight reel roll twice.
Blood or something. That always
It's
seemed
totally
to be, like,
different.
hot.
It's
Genesis.
really different. It's a
Yeah,
completely
it
different
doesn't-
game.
It doesn't look.
You
Well, it
don't
looks
have
somewhat
this jumping
similar,
around,
but-
platformy, parachutey thing. You have like sword stabby, killy dude things.
Yeah, you just kill everybody.
Yeah,
it is.
very different. Is this
But-
looping or is it just me?
Yeah, it did loop. I'm sorry,
Yeah, okay.
I just
All right.
mentioned, but gain ground on the Genesis.
Distortion. Let's talk about gaining ground.
Yes.
Don't know why I chose you, but let's go for it.
Wait, okay, so where's this list that
Oh
you guys
my
are
God.
looking
All
at?
right.
Check Skype.
Get him
No
up
one
to
knows about
speed.
but you.
Yeah.
Check Skype. We
Oh.
posted it in there.
There
for
it
you. That's
is.
okay. The awkward
it's
sitting
like-
around like, uh-oh.
The
You just memorize all these records. How come you
yes,
didn't know?
scrub.
Did you not get your Did you not get your script?
All right.
We can work down to gain ground.
Okay, well, gain ground. The runner was Unusual Cook, and he said, finally sub 19, great round, 3 boss RNG, and rerouting saved about a minute compared to my previous runs, including a stupid death that costed around 20 seconds. And now he's going for the normal percent, which not exactly sure what that is.
No, I'm not.
Gain ground is kind of
You
neat.
started on easy percent.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've seen this game before.
It's kind of
Yeah,
neat.
no,
It's like individual screen gauntlet almost.
Right. Yeah, yeah. It is kind of weird. It sort of looks like it was a real-time strategy game to me at first, but I don't know.
It's called gain ground, so that kind of implies.
Yeah, no, it's
ground
definitely more
gaining.
gauntlet-like.
Yeah, it's not maze based. It's
Yeah.
more just screen based, but it's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
pretty neat.
Interesting. This is a Genesis game, 1835, the easy mode, and he says to be fighting two like Kali-style demons here. So, yeah. As a dwarf, I'm not sure I've seen a dwarf fight like an Indian-style demon before. So,
And well, now he's going to fight a giant
An
robot.
extra
So
point.
This
with
looks pretty
missile
awesome.
launchers.
2-player looks like it'd be really
yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Right.
Is it? It's got to be 2-player, right? There's another side.
Yeah.
Was it? It used to be an arcade game. It
Pretty
looks
sure
arcadey
it's
as well.
simultaneous co-op, but
Goodness,
So strange.
I want to
it's
see
a
him
really
fight
cool
the
looking game, and it's
robot.
something I've wanted to play for a little while. I just don't happen to have a Genesis, so
I hope
to
next
emulate
time
it.
I find a flash cart, I'll try and remember to try this out. I mean, next time I come across a real legit copy of the game.
Right.
Oh, of
That robot
course,
died a
totally.
lot faster than I expected. I mean, it's a speedrun, I know, but I was just thinking robot. But anyway,
Yeah, you know.
that's fine.
Look.
God of War 2. If you guys like air walking, you're going to love air swimming. PS3, this is any percent new game plus in 123.44 by EXE. It says, after God of War 1 and 3, this is my third record in a God of War game, and it's time for trilogy runs in a few weeks. I think a sub 120 is possible in God of War 2, and I'll grind the game a lot more to reach this goal. Shout out to the Englishman who had the previous record, and to Akion, who helped me a lot with this game. Also, greetings to all viewers, Rummel. You go Rummel. So, yeah, this game is hilarious.
Broken as fuck.
It's very broken, and it's just one of those games where the glitches are just hilarious to look at, too.
Yes.
There's so many of them as well.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
He swims through the air with the greatest of ease. Look at this guy.
Well, this is really peaceful, actually. It's
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
God of War.
No, it's like God of chilling
Oh,
out.
now I've got to fight something. All right. Hang on, back
the
through
third-
the walls.
In the third game, you just like dash everywhere or do the wing.
You just fly,
thing.
but you
Yeah,
stand
it's a-
still. You stand still at some points in these games when you do this, so it's even funnier. So whereas he's just swimming around here, there are times when you're literally stark solid, like Iron Cross style, and just flying through the air. It's very funny. But yeah, very broken. Very, very, very broken. Yeah. This is the trilogy version, the HD trilogy version, which I imagine maybe loads quicker. I'm not sure.
Probably so. Usually they clean that up when
Yeah.
they release compilations and such.
Yeah, they tend to. Yeah, got some infinite jumping.
Angers the hell out of purists who are like, oh, the original version of the game, you should have suffered through all the load times like we had to.
The pacing is messed up because it loads quicker. That's why I play console and not PC. Yeah. Developers intended this load time, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were some PS1 advocates in the N64 PS1 console
will
battle era who
admit
did that.
There's one game out there that I am disappointed in the PC version, and that's Trials Evolution, because the intro theme song gets cut off because it loads faster. And those things are nice and silly, so
Yeah.
I miss them.
We had it similarly in Wonderful 101. There was something I was doing during the loading screens that people who had the download version couldn't even do because it loaded too quickly.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, we've got 2 Illusion of Gaia runs. So the Hulk continuing his theme of running 100% and any percent of games, and SNES games. We got 100% Illusion of Gaia in 2114-46 by the Hulk, and any percent in 202-17 by the Hulk. So congratulations. All right.
This description sounds amazing.
Okay.
But,
Let's give this one to you. Actually, let's give this to Duckfist. Actually.
there we go.
I don't want this one. I don't.
It plays a lot like Mega Man.
Specific.
A
Nothing
resident
specific.
tentacle expert. That's why you're
Oh,
giving
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm
I
not
know a lot of
saying
this
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. All
It
right.
plays like Mega Man.
Yeah. All right.
That's what it
we
says.
have. Oh, I'm reading it now. Great.
Okay.
We have the Labyrinth. We have Labyrinth of Holy Magic on PC. Any percent in 2120 by Lurk. This looks like a great game by this description here. Lurk says this is a lewd hentai tentacle hugging game that plays a lot like Mega Man. So just let that sink in just a little bit for you here. You get a really fast. You get a really fast double jump into dash movement that makes the game fun to run. Upgrades are taken for damage and additional projectiles on the screen. Upgrades are taken for damage and additional projectiles on the screen. Interesting. Due to a glitch in programming, taking any more than 3 projectiles causes the game to crash. All right. I have no idea what the story is, as there's no English translation I know of. Rip Ludathon. Okay, interesting. Gotta be really careful about those 3 projectiles then.
Yeah.
I imagine he doesn't know the story and he's maybe slightly too ashamed to ask the person who knows Japanese to translate it.
It's like,
It's
I was
like,
playing this
hey,
tentacle
dude,
hentai
I
game,
was-
and I was just really wondering what was. You know what? Never mind.
So I got a chance to look at that game you were asking about the story for. Yeah. How did you find that game again? Oh, it's like it was Maniac Mansion. We're talking about that and the tentacle, and we just Googled tentacle.
My
Okay.
friend left it open on his computer. It wasn't.
Yeah, it's not me really me. It's him asking. I'm just
Yeah.
asking for him.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
But there you go.
Congratulations,
And
Lurk, for giving us something interesting to talk about there.
I suppose so.
we got Little Samson as well.
Fantastic.
Possible future episode of the show. Little Samson.
We're
We
working
got
on it.
NES. Yeah, any percent easy and 1133.98 by X Dragon 95. No longer a dragon, guys. Stop asking. This
Formerly a
run
dragon.
looks- Don't
Not
get
anymore.
mad at him, Noobest. Not a dragon. Not actually a dragon. Just leave him alone.
No more
It's,
power ballad
this-
is bad either. All right.
This run looked pretty dead in the water after Pink Mage, but after getting the 1 cycle on Death, things were looking up. Okay, I thought that was Death Things, but no. Fantastic execution on the final stage and netted me a time that I really, really like. With a sum of my best now 7 seconds faster than world record, it's looking pretty unlikely that I'll be continuing on this category. This was a hell of a run.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah.
I get it now. He's no longer a dragon. I just got that.
Yeah.
Good one.
That's the first time anyone actually has taken that long to get one of my stupid jokes and still chuckled at it and not hated me for it. Normally, the longer it takes someone to get a joke, the more they hate the joke.
Look, I got to crack a joke about not making any more power ballads about him, so you know, I'm all right with this.
Here we go.
The whole situation was fantastic. Congratulations, Flicky.
It's all right.
Is this the first time?
The first time.
Excellent.
Yeah, so this is a pretty optimized game now, I guess. It's it's really cool. I remember having this on SGL, and that was a really fun experience, just getting people immersed into the game and learning about it and stuff. It's one of those crazy, like ridiculously rare Nintendo games. Like
is it Sunsoft?
Region.
What
I
is
don't
it?
know.
Sunsoft?
I don't think it's Sunsoft.
It's the same makers as Little Nemo, though.
That would be Capcom.
That would be Capcom, yeah.
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Somebody look
Maybe
that
it's
up.
just little, but
They both have
yes.
Little in the name. And so.
This is like a $500 PAL game. I
Yeah,
think
it's
just like
not cheap.
Ow.
Oh no, it's Taito.
That's
Taito?
It's Taito. Yeah.
I like Taito.
Yeah.
Even though I only have really played and own one Taito game, but it's Buster Move 2, and therefore I love Taito. So.
Dude,
Oh,
you
yeah.
never. Oh man, lots of good title
Well,
games.
Yeah. I know there's a bunch of MAME ones when I booted up MAME all those years ago, and every other game seemed to have Taito in it, and they were great.
sure,
but
yeah.
I only actually own one Taito game as
That's
far as
because every other
shows.
arcade game is just Bust a Move reskinned.
Or Puyo Pop.
Yep.
I was so mad at Mean Bean Machine. I don't know why when I was younger I was like, wow, a Sonic puzzle game, and then it was just Puyo Pop. I don't know why I was excited for a Sonic puzzle game, but hey. Anyway, we have Low G Man. It's the low gravity man. No jokes about what the G stands for this week. We already said gravity. It's NES.
Is he on a
80%.
quest?
The low gravity man quest.
Yes.
All right. It's 80% 1370 by Zaki the Hybrid. Also not a dragon anymore, guys.
Yep. See, a lot of X-Dragons around here.
People are
Power
announcing
ballads
their
are at an all-time low. We
The
need some
dragon
Vikings, quick.
The Noobest not Viking enough.
I know.
Yeah, Viking, bit of Viking, maybe. Right.
Well, no, Viking doesn't run this Dark Souls anymore.
Damn it! We're never gonna have a new metal band
He used to.
ever again.
No, not anymore. We gave up.
Not
Feel the
anymore.
Vikings are giving up too. Who will save us from the? Oh, there's no dragon, so it doesn't matter. All right, maybe that's why.
See?
All right, I knew sub 1330 would happen. I just didn't see it coming. 440 into this run, I was 6.5 seconds behind. Had just finished a subpar 2-3 and called the run awful and slop. Direct quotes, guys. Awful and slop. So you know it's serious. I probably had the best clear I'd ever had of the next stage and improved over my previous PB in all but one of the following stages to finish 27 seconds ahead of my previous run. RNG helped quite a great deal in this run too. Item RNG was good and I maxed out everything that was at the end of 1-3, and boss RNG on 4-1 and 5-1 was also good. With even tighter execution, equivalent or better RNG, sub 13 is quite possible, and of course, my next goal.
Excellent.
So you go, we expect to see more. Low Gravity Man. Days are numbered though. Skybill's coming for you. Been reading all this hate text from Skybill saying that
Oh, man.
the record's going to be hers. It's getting quite dangerous actually. I can't handle it much longer, but you know, just look out. All right.
Hold on.
We got
Highlight reel
Super
is finishing
Circuit.
up.
We're going to
Hold,
give this
hold it.
to Noobest. I know how much a big fan you are of Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, I've never played Mario Kart.
No, I somehow believe you. Like,
I was always more about Crash Team Racing.
oh, okay. European. Actually, no. Even Europeans played Mario Kart over Crash Team Racing. We weren't that obsessed with Sony.
Right. So Mario Kart Super Circuit for the Game Boy Advance in 1 hour, 3 minutes, 20 seconds by Lafungo. Oh god, this is the long one. I see why you gave this to me.
Well, I just want to hear you.
But no, you don't have to read the.
Yeah, you don't have to read. We can just paste the link for Pig's
Oh,
Spin.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
Ian,
it's basement. Yeah.
But basically,
I
he
did-
says that the time there's a faster time that doesn't have a recorded video, so this is the fastest recorded run of it.
this game
Yeah.
is, I believe, the hardest Mario Kart like undoubtedly between this and SNES. This game is so difficult. Like it's really hard.
Is this kind of an evolution of the SNES one, or is this?
Yeah, it's basically the SNES one, like base same style. So it's the same sort of look and feel and design, but on Game Boy Advance. So it's not a remake, but it's like the same. It's like a more of a direct sequel than the 3D ones were. I guess I guess that's how I'd put it. But it's tough. It's really difficult. The Super Circuit Rainbow Road is obscenely hard compared to the other Rainbow Roads. I went from Mario Kart 64 Rainbow Road to Super Circuit Rainbow Road, and it was like getting slapped in the face. But it's tough, so good job. That was with no lap skips, so no skipping laps, just driving them normally, I guess.
He also mentioned turbo.
Rivalry coming up here.
I mean,
this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. Also mentions the zigzag mini turbos, which he can't do with the 360 pad, which he uses. But on you need a D-pad for it, apparently.
Yeah, I can imagine that was designed for the GBA. But yeah, no one has told me that I'm totally wrong. But yeah, Super Circuit's tough. Definitely harder than any of the 3D ones I've played. So, but yeah, all right, we got some Mega Mans.
Yeah,
here.
this is the comments have some rivalry. So
we have our resident has run Mega Man games expert.
I'm the Mega Man guy.
He's the Mega Man guy. Get out of here, the rest of you. You're so excited about Mega Man.
Oh, I'm thrilled. Here we go. Yeah. Especially the Game Boy ones. These are my favorite. Yeah. We have Mega Man IV. They don't. It's the Roman numerals and they spell it out.
It's like
fusion of Mega Man.
Yeah, it's like Dr. Mario, but a bit different. Mega Man.
Mega Man Suppository is the game I'm speedrunning next.
That's what the little pellets that keep dropping are. Okay.
Oh my god.
So it's Mega Man IV on Game Boy, any percent, in 41 minutes and 42 seconds by Tremaine. Tremaine's, I think, we have the video playing back on stream right now for you. Tremaine says, so this was number 4 out of 5 Mega Man games, and well, I could have saved some more time in this run too, but I'm happy with this for now. Wow, there's a lot of screwy text in this. So
the Unicode is
Unicode.
But I'll do my best. But I'm happy with this for now. So since I'm done with all the hard and difficult Mega Man Game Boy games, get ready, Mr. Cab. I'm going for this easy beatable Mega Man V next.
Dang.
Hashtag Kappa. Jokes aside, congrats to that 45-22 that will follow right after this. Amazing gameplay and execution there. Wow, it's more praise for Mr. Cab than it is in his own game. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Greetings to Will _WC, Slurpy Ninja, all I forgot. Keep it, and here's where the text just goes completely bonkers.
So we got like an air yen sign Spanish question mark pound symbol. That's the pound currency. We've got, I think that's an from Swedish.
It's a text emote. Relax.
Oh, is it not? I can't see from here.
It would be.
No.
But yeah, it hasn't worked out. Yeah. And
something in parentheses, and Mr. Cab, just so you know. Reader, please say this with a strong voice. Germany.
That was strong.
Deutschland.
That was a strong voice.
All right. Here comes a Mega Man 5 video. Or V, I'm sorry.
Is that's not actually...
No, but we had this game on last week.
Apparently in the Japanese versions they use actual numerals and not Roman numerals. So all this V and IV doesn't actually apply to our games because they're both Japanese versions.
Right.
They don't have Rome in Japan, so I guess they can't use the Roman numerals. So.
Right. And I'd also like to point out that he was lucky that IV and V happened to sort in the right order for his comment to make sense because he said this is to follow, but when you're using Roman numerals, you can't guarantee that's going to happen.
I guess it would sort perfectly for all
of the following. It's Mega Man V.
IV.
No, because 8. Well, if 8 and 9 existed, 9 would be before 8.
What?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, 1 through 6 in Roman numerals would sort properly alphabetically. Right?
Yeah,
I know.
Up to 8 would. Only 9 would screw it up.
Okay.
Jeez, those Romans knew everything.
But that's not important right now.
Yeah, sorry.
What is important is Mega Man V Game Boy. J any percent 4522 by Mr. Cab, who says, "Dear Tremaine, bring it." Signed, Mr. Cab. P.S. America. Kappa.
Damn. Wow. We have this comment war, and they're only getting world records to just sling shots at each other in TSSB comments. I like this. This is how people
The world is listening.
The world is indeed listening.
Yeah. We can do it. I'm gonna cheer for both of you to take each other's records.
Yeah, I want to see new records from both of them each week. Like
I
just
wanna
flip flopping
next week
games.
it be Mega Man 4 by Mr. Cab and Mega Man 5 by Tremaine, and then being like, shit, I got to go back and fix that one.
Hold on.
All right. Hey, Metal Slug Advance. We've been talking about how much we love Metal Slug recently, and Gyre. I don't know if I'm saying it with a farmer accent, but Gyre. The Slug Advance, Game Boy Advance, any percent normal difficulty in 1428 by Jaya, as previously mentioned. This run was 4 seconds faster than my previous time and about 17 seconds faster since I last submitted to TSSB. I had been trying to get under 1430 for a few days and finally got it thanks to an incredibly good pattern of a Mission 2 boss. There are a few mistakes in the last 2 stages, but the biggest time was due to a Mission 4 boss doing 2 off-screen swoops in a row. Hey, that sounds like the dragon thing, you guys. It's everywhere.
Yeah, but there's no more dragons.
No, that's fine. At this point, there's slightly more time to be gained for better RNG than better execution for the strategies I use. Looking forward to having giant red splits after Mission 2 every time I run. Yeah.
Knowing that feeling. Get that perfect section in the middle of the game and you're never going to match the fucking thing. It's just like,
All right.
God, at least I know I can make up time at the end. Christ.
Distortion. This one's for you. No reason. Don't read into it. It just is.
Oh, okay. Well, there's Miracle Girls on the SNES. And the category was Any Percent by Author Blues. As everybody already knows, this record was previously held by the illustrious Yoshi Pro. I don't have to tell you that he already had an impressive 2140 in this game, but as a special treat for Memevember?
Not even a pun.
Memevember, right.
Memevember, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Right.
Right.
I went ahead and took the time to improve this run further than anyone thought possible. You're welcome. Shoutouts to my mom because she's pretty cool, and obviously to Satan, through whom all things are possible.
Wow.
Yes.
Satan's not even pretty cool. Shots fired at Satan.
That's,
Praising him with one hand and backhanding him with the other.
So
Who
does
likes
this
their
mean,
mom better than Satan? That's screwed up, man.
Does this mean this is one of those meme games?
Yeah, it's
guess it
meme
must
games
be.
for Memevember. That's the idea.
Memevember.
Huh?
Yeah.
Someone
when I
asked me
when I
the
see
other
this
day
game, the
if
first thing I think of is Satan, so that makes sense.
and memes. It's got memes out the wazoo.
Wazoo, no less.
I thought November was just for not shaving, as I was
Hey,
reminded
that
gracefully
shows
by
what you
someone
know.
the other day.
It's
like,
also
wow,
about
you're doing No
memes.
Shave November, and I'm like, yeah, I am.
Wait, where's
I
Onan?
am
Is
now.
Onan in the chat? We need to talk. Flicky's growing a beard again.
My electric
Onan's
razor
not
is
here,
not
I'm
broken.
safe.
No?
Yeah, I'm not too lazy to shave.
I don't wake up 10 minutes before I got to be to work. No.
Yeah. The only problem with it is people like try and say like, "Oh, are you taking a charity drive?" And it's like, "No, I just have a beard. Don't try and guilt me into something. I'm just lazy. Don't try and make me do something. That's why I don't have a beard." All right.
Donate my stubble. Yeah.
Okay, so this one's for Noobest because both Japanese and Finnish are structured similarly because they're both agglutinative languages, right? Right.
I know
Noobest?
how much you thought about the rationality behind it. but actually, this game, so
Oh, you've actually speedrun it? No problem, Douglas.
Hey, what do you
can
know?
have it. There you go. Go for it.
okay. This is Mitsumi Gatoru on Famicom in 18 minutes by Ramalok. So this beats my time by about 15 seconds. He says, I didn't manage to do a glitch with despawning of a column before boss in stage 1. There's an enemy you can despawn at the end of the stage, actually, is what he's talking about. It saves about like 4 seconds. But he says the worst thing that happened was on stage 5-3 from the very beginning till the mini boss. But with all the mistakes he made, took probably about 14 seconds from him. In general, I feel his time can be improved by up to 17:45. So I'm pretty happy he decided to pick this back up. I raised the bar a little bit with my submission for it a few weeks ago.
Ooh, is this the
Or
one
like
we had
a month
before?
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, with the superhero thing.
Yeah. So he had like a 1930 or something like that. And I made a comment about having a faster time and then submitted an 1815 like the following week. And I'm glad he stepped it up and improved that a little bit. And it's at this point it's much more optimized because I hit almost all of the major tricks. I just had a really sloppy execution in stages 2 and 3. But still hit most of everything.
See your thing and just come back and improve it. That's cool.
Yeah. And this is about, I think the task is about 16 minutes, like maybe a little over 16 minutes. So it's really, I think it's like 16 and a half actually. It's approaching task level quite a bit.
Nice.
But there's a bunch of big like major time savings you can do in this that will, if you miss them, you're totally screwed, especially like on the final boss. So he said he screwed up in stage 5-3, and that's like the end of the game, and it's super easy at that point on. So he must have. That's right after like the elevator skip. So he was probably really nervous. And here we're seeing, or you guys probably just saw on stream, was the final boss, the 2 final boss quick kills, which are extremely precise. And if you miss them, you waste like a minute. But if you get them, the bosses do nothing. They just die.
He was very happy in the recording when he got this. You could
yeah, there's a very final boss. Literally the last like input, it's like a 50-50 shot whether or not it works. If you miss it, you have to fight the boss. It takes like a minute. If you get it, he dies instantly. So, but it's a pretty solid game. So he says about 15 or about 14 seconds of an improvement, and I feel that's about right realistically. Probably about like 1730 to 1745 realistically RTA. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Glad he came back, and this will be a much more difficult time to beat. So hopefully somebody keeps at. Hopefully they keep at it. It'd be pretty cool to see some more improvements.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right, we'll give this one to Noobest then, because you're friends with Pyox too. So
okay,
you just give you all the ones you're friends with the runner of, right? And that seems pretty.
That's all right. That's all right. Yeah. So Montezuma's Return on the PC, 3424 by Pyox, 20%. He says beat my IL times for 3 of the levels on this run and improved the old 20% run by over 2 minutes. I'm really happy with this run, even though Monkey Madness and the final boss were slow. So I've actually played this game very little. Because you actually have to control it with the keyboard, like you don't use mouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just keyboard. But like I believe when he first picked up this game, the record was like over an hour or something, and well, he's destroyed it since then.
Yeah, no kidding.
And like the videos just shows like I think the bunny hopping is just like in Quake 2, I think he said, and like I don't know, it looks like a very good speed game to me at least. He's been trying to get me to race this with someone, and I've been putting it off because I'm a dick.
Just trying to remember, Noobest. Is Pyox the person we shouldn't play poker against because he's impossible to beat because he gets good cards all the time?
No, that's Elgu.
Oh, it's Elgu. Okay, I knew it was a Finnish guy. That's all right then. Don't play against Elgu. He gets
cool.
good cards
So
all the time.
I'm just watching this video. It does remind me, I guess, of some Half-Life mechanics where if you're like moving really fast towards an incline,
you get like
this huge
bunny
boost.
hoppy. Yeah.
Yeah, the bunny hop.
I'm thinking like surf maps on like Counter-Strike.
I think you just jump up the hills or cliffs like that. So
oh, weird. And you just get a huge height boost off of it by jumping off.
No, you just
slope.
Like walk up it by jumping into it or something. When like Pyox picked this up, came up after they did a blind race with Shrimp, and Shrimp actually found that you can just run up hills or something.
Looks pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, cool. Good job, Pyox. Nice stuff. Good to see. We got a new Super Marissa Land, PC All Mushrooms in 3623 by Raindrop Dry. This is a good run, except for 2 levels in World 6 and 7. Both levels cost me 8 seconds of mistakes. This is a question. This is a question. Okay. Ever got a run that is tough to compete against at the beginning, but you know you can beat it in later splits? That's my situation right now. Yeah, and someone else was mentioning it earlier as well. It's annoyingly common. The solution is to delete all your splits except the final one and just play against that. And there you go. All right, Nimbus, let's give this to Feasel.
Sure, why not?
Yeah,
sure. So this is Nimbus for the PC. Any percent run in 1834 by Kier Delta. Says this run is the better of 2 improvements made this week to the 1855 that Nebeth set last month. After clocking 1851 in a practice run on Monday, I was keen to get a better run on stream, resulting in this run. This was a strong run with only one major error, a death in 3.5, and a few minor ones, mainly in World 5, once I realized how far ahead I was. I do plan on improving this at some point, but the 100% record is next on the list. Cool. Well, congrats. It's neat to see this game continuing to change hands and continuing to get runs done of it.
Yeah. That stage highlighted looks pretty intense as well.
Yeah, this is a really fun game. Yeah. If you guys haven't, you probably can get this game for peanuts right now. It's really worth it if you don't have it already from one of the various bundles that it appeared in.
Yeah. I like to watch. It's got great music too, in case you need a more convincing.
Oh,
I remember watching
that.
The.
Yeah, this had a big racing scene on it because it was in Speedruns Live Season 1.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's that.
Yeah.
Hold on, it should be coming up on the main video right now. Just.
Some pretty, pretty tight.
Some tight maneuvering.
Oh my god!
And I love all the little speed bounces off of those.
Just over those spikes though. That is that is a ball clincher right there. No thanks.
Dang. Good job,
Cool.
Good job there. Respect for that. Suddenly. All right. We got Ninja Gaiden 3. Do you know much about this, Dark Fist? I know you played 2, and they're quite different, but
Yeah, I've speedrun this.
all right. Yeah.
So I'm Duckfist, resident ninjologist. I can't say it.
Yeah, it's good.
Ninjologist.
Ninjology. It's jolly ninja studying.
Very good then.
Ninja Gaiden 3, any percent in 1311 by Infested Rich. So yeah, this is the North American version, not the hilariously easy Ninja Ryukenden 3 Japanese version. This one's way harder. And we get to see a fast kill on the Act 2 boss right there. This first thing looks really good, killing him on the left side like that. Anyways, he says, really good run with only major mistakes in Stage 5. Once again, the audio died in the end of the run, which threw me off, so I'm glad I still nailed the run. I think I can still get this down to 1309 or something if I grinded it out even more, which put me 2 seconds from some of the best. Pretty cool. So yeah, this game remained largely stagnant since Liger of Fortune got like a 1330, like 1333 or something on SDA like 5 years ago.
Yeah, wow.
And then over the past like year, I think
There were some low percent runs, right?
Yeah, Uranium Maker also had a 13 something time, I believe, and he also does low percent and destroys
low
it.
percent, right? Yeah.
But
I remember him
recently,
focusing on low percent.
Yeah, recently though, Crack Attack and Infested Rich, who both played it and at SGDQ and ESA respectively.
Yeah,
have picked up this game and pushed it down even further, quite a bit actually. So this is at a pretty optimized level now. I'm glad it's gotten much further than that old Liger run.
The game was almost not in. Yeah, it was almost not in ESA until Infested Rich started playing, really getting world records or getting near to them, and then it was put in after that. So
yeah, he's really pushed the game to its limit quite a bit.
That's cool, because the other two Ninja Gaidens are just so optimized at this point. It's just funny that Ninja Gaiden 3 had stood for 5 years without any percent run being beat.
Yeah, it's just a less popular.
It's just slightly different, isn't it? It's slightly different.
Yeah,
it's
the
more
mechanics.
than
There's
slightly,
a lot of contention in I guess at least the Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 players about Ninja Gaiden 3's mechanics because it's significantly different from the previous two games. There's just not as much opportunity for cool looking damage boosts, and you just take such a ridiculous amount of damage. And this game is extremely brutal for a casual playthrough. The North American version, you only get 5 continues before it forces you back to the beginning of the game. Everything does like 2 or 3 damage to you. Spikes do 6 damage. You only have 16 health. And like when you die, you get horribly penalized. Always back to the beginning of the stage when you die. And in a speedrun, in the final act, any mistake, getting hit, you basically lose the run because you need to keep Invincible Firewheel, which is a critical power-up throughout the entire stage.
I can just imagine their Noobest in Distortion and the other Dark Souls runners being like, back to the beginning of the stage, okay.
Yeah.
Die quickly, okay.
This is a game where a tiny mistake causes a huge amount of time loss, so I can understand that. It's just one of those games, so. But congrats, Rich. Nice time.
Yeah, congrats. Thanks for the tweet as well. We got a tweet about it, so I got to retweet and favorite that. It's nice to get heads ups on records like that. We have Poco Nyan with an exclamation mark. Hen Bokorin Adventure. That's how I'm going with that one. The SNES Japanese any percent 955 by Author Blues. who says, sub 10, I'd like to give a shout out to Satan, who without which none of this would be possible. So, there you go. Congratulations. I'm just wondering, Alter Blues, why didn't you mention that it was Memevember when you were on the show last week at the beginning of November?
Maybe he didn't know.
No,
Maybe he just found out.
Maybe that was the meme.
Yeah.
And you just didn't get it because you're not that cool.
Dude, maybe we're the meme. Or we were the meme all along.
I don't want to be.
Whoa.
Maybe you got out memed.
Dude.
Whoa, I probably got out memed.
Whoa.
I'm not very good at
Step
memes.
up your meme game.
Dude.
I do.
Nice.
Well played, sir.
I have to say, these rainbows look great.
They do.
Yeah, they look fantastic. And this is adorable. Is it a raccoon or is it a tanuki?
Who
That's the
knows?
question
Yeah.
on everyone's minds.
Thinking of raccoons, I've been caught off guard a bit. Recently heard Americans saying coon a lot, and it's just...
What?
That's
Yeah,
from
don't say
South
that.
Park.
Don't know what Americans you've been hanging out with. But
Yeah, the
like
wrong
in
ones.
the South, they say like coon instead of raccoon.
not
and it's
Maybe
like
that's not what they mean.
really.
No,
Oh,
like
not myself.
it was in a movie I watched and I've heard. I'm just saying, I'm glad you guys think it sounds as weird as I do. So
Yeah.
if you're an American around me, just please say raccoon, and then I know we're on the same page. So there
I
you
can
go.
do that.
Hey,
All right.
thanks, Douglas. You're always looking out for me.
Yeah,
right, we got
yeah.
Punch Out Wii. Zalad has turned his punchy fist punching, boxing punching to
What now?
back to another arena. We got the Wii Punch Out full game single segment in 22:27.45 by Zalad 1. New world record that completely stomps the old one. This is actually the first full run of this game that I'd be okay with submitting to SDA. The worst fights in this run were TD Don, the loop is very difficult to maintain. TD Bull, lots of frame perfect punches, 50 minutes into a speedrun is brutal. And TD Sandman, the loop is tricky to keep track of with a run like this on the line. Just so I know, what does TD stand for? These guys
Title
can't all be
defense.
TD something. Okay, right. Just checking that wasn't like a nickname. They're all like Terrence Dominic Don or like Tim Daniel
Touchdown.
Don or touchdown.
Touchdown!
The rest of the fights in the run went super well. Also, Last Stand gave me basically the second best pattern that it could have given me, which is incredible. So Zalad continuing to frame perfect punch people in the face. I'm not sure he'll ever stop. Yeah, pretty good stuff. Rainbow Six Vegas 2. This explains why Judgy has mysteriously reappeared in the chat. Wondering where he was. This is PC individual levels in 1:16:17 by Judgy. Stupidly difficult game to run. Glad it's finally over, but I'm happy with the results of each of these missions. The main thing which can kill you is everything. The AI hates you and can kill you in one shot if it wants to. Flashbangs are used the majority of the time as it stun locks the enemies, allowing them to be killed or avoided. Shoutouts to Solidus Snake, who completed a console run of the game on PS3. I don't want to imagine playing this game with a controller. Note, this should not be compared to the PS3 Xbox time because the PC version has less loading screens for each level and is vastly quicker due to this. This was a game like a few people have like suggested co-op Vegas 1 and Vegas 2 runs at some point. I don't know if anyone picked up on it. Adam threw the idea around a few times. I want to say Shrimp mentioned it a few times as well, but they never got off the ground, I don't think. So, but yeah, Vegas 2, Judgy, he used to run. Oh, he was Borderlands 2 in his Borderlands 2 scene. Found lots of tech and stuff like that. You may remember him from a Borderlands 2 show a while back. There you go.
Congrats, Judgy.
Right. Yeah. Risk of Rain. Yeah, I'll just do this. Just get this out of the way. I won't try and find out
fantastic.
where it's raining. Risk of Rain on PC, any percent in 1052 by Onin. Oh, he's a PC Japanese. He's moved on.
Fantastic.
He's not on PAL anymore.
PC
It's a
no longer his
5-second
pal.
a 5-second improvement over my previous run, trying to push this time to the limit by going full risk with a bandit sprint glitch, stacking to the point where it becomes nigh uncontrollable. It causes frequent hiccups in movement, but you gotta go fast. My goal time for this run is 10:45, which, judging by the horrible second level in this run, shouldn't be that difficult. So there you go. We did enjoy watching the thing fly across the screen.
I got to try it out over that
Yeah.
weekend actually with Murphigator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did a command artifact run where you can just choose what you get, and oh my god.
Wow.
It's something else.
Yeah.
Crash the game.
All right. Rystar. Oh my God. So this game is great. I think I'm gonna guess the number. I think it was 2096. So that is 2096 days the Rystar record had stood for prior to this. So this is Rystar on Genesis Japanese version, 80% in 2821 by Chubus. Rystar is a fairly typical 2D platform with a few twists involving stretchy 8-directional arms and the ability to swing and launch yourself somewhat like a shooting star. How can you not love a shooting star with stretchy arms that defeats his foe by smashing his face into them? The answer is you can't. This game's amazing.
Challenge accepted.
It's a crazy fun game.
Yeah, it's really, really great. It's this and Dynamite Heady are my favorite two Mega Drive games. So
Yeah, this is definitely one of the top
Really?
Mega Drive platformers.
yeah,
Easily.
really fantastic game. Really great. The previous world record was 28:47 by Breakdown, and I doubt this run could be more optimized than 28 minutes. The game has RNG that can total up to 2 minutes time loss if extremely unlucky. My big goal was to get world record before it was played at this year's AGDQ. Now my goal is to further optimize this run close to the 28-minute mark. So this is going to be at AGDQ 2. Oh my goodness. If that's the case, oh my goodness. I think I heard Dynamite Heady, speaking of the two games, isn't going to be at AGDQ anymore. The runner dropped out. I don't know if that's true or not, but if Heady and Brystar, I've been waiting for those games to be at AGDQs or marathons again for ages, but this game is really great. There's some cool tech stuff you can do by pulling yourself in the right pixel. You can squeeze past spiky walls and so on that you shouldn't be able to. And it's just a really, really great game. If you have a Mega Drive or a Genesis and you haven't played this, go get
Definitely.
it. Like
Yeah.
you have
Definitely
to
worth
play
it.
it. It's
Yeah,
definitely
it's just pretty exciting speed run with all of the like spin flies, getting all those precisely. The game moves pretty quickly. It's very nice to watch.
definitely. Yeah. So there you go. All right. Okay. This
Waiting
is
for it.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I'll give this one to Feasel.
Hello.
Yeah.
So this is Rockman No Constancy, and I looked it up, and constancy is actually a word. I'd never used that in a sentence
is.
before, but it
It's
is.
like constant. Is it constant? Like
Constancy.
constant? Like
Well,
consistency?
yeah, but it's just
But
well,
it's
not
constant.
consistency. Constancy.
No,
is
it's not
different than
consistent,
consistency.
but
Has
it's
a different
like
meaning.
it's like constant.
Meanwhile,
It's like
there was
the
a record in
noun
this game.
form of that.
Anyway,
yeah, okay.
Speaking of being on
Alright.
topic, so Rockman No Constancy. This is believe a ROM hack. I think this is well, it says Japanese version. I'm not sure. Must be a ROM hack of Rockman. So any percent hard mode in 4738 by Malarial. Okay. Who says, very happy with the run. Technically the world record, but I'm the only one running this, Kappa. Counting only one death, I sadly missed the skip in Metal Man. 25 seconds lost there. Biggest time loss. What can be, let me see. What can be optimized? The fast Heatman kill, same as Rockman 2. Riskier strats on Airman with damage boost. Maybe a better weapon energy management route in Wily. I hope to see other people run this and eradicate my time. So there you go.
Yeah, this is a fantastic game. This is one of the like top tier like Nintendo ROM hacks. This is, I mean, it's comparable to Rock Band 4 Minus Infinity as far as quality of ROM hacks go. It's really good. Like we're talking gameplay, new graphics, music. Every music track has changed. All the bosses have new AI. All the weapons work differently, and it's incredibly hard. And yeah, it is the Rockman 2 engine, but since like the item 1 and item 3 don't quite work the same way, you can't really set up zips. You can in a couple of spots with item 3, but not really. So it's mostly just really hardcore gameplay. And like the first 2 levels, the first like 3 levels are really, really tough to actually make it through. So completing a run of this is just incredibly difficult. Elonesia also runs the normal mode on this. It's really cool to watch. So congrats to Male Ariel. Really cool stuff. If you like Mega Man games and like a good challenge, this is a really great start. Check it out.
Nice. All right, sweet. This next game, are any of you familiar with this? Because I'm going to pop the comment in a paste bin. In fact, I already have, and paste it in the chat because it's a long comment. So
Sure.
paste bin's in the chat. If any of you know about it and can summarize that, it'd be great. If not, I'll just give it to Noobest. You don't have to read the long comment.
Okay. Secret of Mana on be the used version. Any person glitched. 8 minutes 34 seconds by Overfiend by IP.
Yeah,
Or-
that's what we've been calling it.
Okay.
He's not corrected us yet.
So yeah, I don't.
Have
really
you
know
seen
anything
this?
about
Have you seen this
Very-
game beaten in 8.5 minutes before? Have you seen the new glitched route?
No.
No, I don't know about it. There's a long comment
pretty
when I
amazing,
paste
yeah.
picked it. So if any of you have an idea of what it is and could summarize, that'd be great.
All right. Well, I'll just read it out of his thing here. The glitch is
you gonna read the whole
activated at
thing?
Nico's house. Well, I don't have to read the whole thing.
Yeah.
To afford a barrel, which costs a steep 900 gold. The save menu is entered from Nico as an additional setup. Once the cannon travel is reached, the barrel is used, and if the prior setups were performed correctly, then you're hitting the B button to initiate the cannon travel. Exactly 9 frames after the barrel status message opens, a glitched version of the menu appears, which can be used to force the end screen to appear instantly.
Wow.
So that's what it is.
Nice.
The barrel glitch at the cannon guy.
Exactly
you-
9 frames after.
Yeah, you just have to talk to the guy after using the barrel, like at a certain frame, and then that's it. And then, of course, you have to actually move the cursor through this menu in just the right way, or else you screw it up too. That's all I know. Oh, yeah, and there's this little glitch earlier on to just get tons of cash, because mana games are totally broken.
Yeah, I was
thanks
gonna say, I
to
think that cash glitch is typical in the standard run as well.
programmed by Nacier is what you'll see. That means the game is just completely destroyed. Other games he's programmed is like Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3. That should tell you enough right there.
But he actually put a helpful glitch into a game for once, so that's cool.
Yeah, almost all of his games have wrong warps now. So yeah, here's the glitchy menu.
I recognize
He's moving
this
the cursor through the
bit,
menu.
yeah. I recognize the barrel bit now. Damn. I like all these sudden credit warps. I want to find out if we know what the first credits warp that was found was. Because it seems in the last few years, quite a few have actually been discovered. I wonder what
Before
the first
Super Mario
one.
World credits warp, there must have been
Yeah,
earlier games that did
before
it.
that. Yeah. I'm wondering what it would be. Interesting.
Yeah,
if anyone can
Distortion
research
was the-
that. Yeah.
I don't know.
I was going to say, to wrap it up for some context,
Yeah.
I think the previous run was 845 by Binary Novo. And I think Overfiend gets it. I think they both got it on the very first attempt, rather than having to reset and loading the save. And so it's just down to optimizing, moving through the glitched menu and optimizing the early game. You can kind of get some trolley spawns where you have to like knock an enemy out of the way in order to keep running towards the town and other crap like that. But pretty cool. Good job.
All right, we're going to give this one to Distortion. Well, yeah, I know what this comment's going to say. So, Distortion, you can read this one.
Shrek Extra Large. That's a interesting name.
I looked it up. That's actually what it's called. He's
It's
not making
on the What's the GCN?
GameCube.
The GameCube. Okay,
It's
right.
the GameCube Nintendo.
Right. Okay. See, I thought it was GameCube, but the N threw me off. Right. Okay.
Yeah, well, for some reason, Nintendo put it at the end.
NGC was copyrighted.
Yeah, makes sense. It's also by Author Blues, who's been doing the Memevember. It's the
Yep.
any percent category, and it's his first submission for Memevember. Shrek Extra Large is a surprisingly acrobatic video game that manages to stay fun the whole time. While many critics found this game to be Drek, I posit that this is impossible, as it is well known among Shrek experts that Shrek is not Drek. This run is pretty decently optimized, but a few minutes might still be possible to take off this time. I have no idea what this game is, to be honest.
No.
I thought it was
But it's fun bouncing.
Shark Extra Large. I
Oh,
thought it was a
man.
game about an extra large shark at first.
That would be great.
That would have been fantastic.
Shrek has become a very sudden and unusual meme.
Right.
He is very
It's very
acrobatic.
weird. For
Also,
Shrek,
why not
yeah.
Shrek-Spurts? Shrek-Spurts was right there, and you didn't go for it.
Wow.
And
Oh,
didn't.
right, yeah.
Step it up, Author Blues. Come on. I don't know what you're raising awareness for in Memevember, but you need to up your game if you want to really spread the word.
Well, he didn't thank Satan for this one, so I think we
No, he
see where it
didn't.
went wrong.
So I think he's maybe split up with him. I think it's getting a bit difficult.
Well,
And he didn't thank his mom either.
I think he's holding our hands so we can kind of get this meme thing down. You know, we were expected to find that, and we learned from it.
Well, all right, we got some other games, naturally, as we tend to.
That seems to be the theme.
We got Sonic 3D Blast on PC at 80% in 2642 by Voided Darkness. He says, after months of practicing and many sacrifices to please to earn gods, an improvement of 2 total seconds was bestowed upon this game. I was not going to let that all that time preparing be wasted, but hashtag not worth.
Hold on.
So not worth getting this world record, not worth playing Sonic 3D Blast. You heard it here first. Oh, wow. Okay. Then we have Soul Blader. Very almost read this wrong, and I know for a fact Feasel read it wrong when we got it submitted as well.
That wasn't me. That was
This
someone.
is-
That was Green that read it wrong.
Oh, it was green. Okay. It was his SNES Japanese 80% in 130.27 by the Hulk. No comment. And then Soul Blazer in 138.57 80%. So one's the US version, one's the Japanese version. I think they're the same game with different names. I mean, I
But,
guess
it was a Soul Blader, and they renamed it Blazer in the U.S.
yeah, because
Yep.
Blader isn't really a word.
because people see Soul Bladder if you write it that way. That's
Yeah.
why.
I saw Soul Bladder and Blader. Is Blader a word?
Well,
it's
one
not-
who
I don't think
blades,
so.
I suppose.
One who blade to
If
blade.
blade is a
like
verb,
to
then a
roll
blader
blade?
can exist.
I guess if you're a rollerblader, right? You're
There you
a
go.
blader.
There you go.
That's a
All right.
word.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess you're-
good point.
There you go. Which one of you lives in California? None of you?
Nope.
Damn it. California would know.
Let's
guys
go
are always-
blading, dude.
Yeah, they're always rollerblading all over the place. And also, oh no, never mind. Star
I
Fox
wonder-
64.
No.
Go on. Go on.
I wonder what saves the 8 minutes difference between the versions.
I don't
Don't
know. Maybe
true, yeah.
blading is faster than blazing. Damn it.
Going to hit you harder
I
than
knew I'd
ever
accidentally
before.
say it. I knew I'd accidentally say it. Didn't think about it at all. All right. Star Fox 64 3D on 3DS. This is the PAL version of the region-free console. Any percent in 2137 by Tytail86, who does not say anything. Is that just Lilac Wars or Star Fox 64? I guess just with 3D mode.
The 3DS remake of Star Fox
Yeah.
64.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. We got Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. This is Japanese version. Of course, I guess it has to be. Especially, no, it doesn't have to be, does it? Any percent in 809.07 without loads. Okay. We're getting to Mario individual timing here by Blubler. Oh, Blubler. He's the Mario Bros. 1 dude, right?
Yeah, I will. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. If you adjust for the differences between FDS/MU and VC, this run is a second faster than RG's run. This breaks a world record that has stood for over 4 years. Dang. But there's still several seconds to be saved. Wow. We're getting a common theme of breaking old records here today.
Mm-hmm.
That's another 4-year one. We had a 5.5-year one before. All right. Let's give this one to Feasel. Why not?
Okay.
This is pretty cool.
This is pretty cool. If you haven't seen what's happened to Super Mario World within the last year, I would say, it's gone well beyond orbs. We've got Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. Any percent run done in 9 minutes, 48.98 seconds by Green Death Flavor.
Ooh.
And so this Chuck Eat glitch, where you have Yoshi eat... Well, I guess it's not necessarily Chuck, is it? You have Yoshi eat a coin, and then you collect the coin before Yoshi manages to swallow the coin, and the game just instead decides to have Yoshi swallow some random object from the stack.
Yeah.
And it happens to be, in that particular case, a cloud. And so, as you can see what's happening here, float up the cloud, win Bowser fight, collect prizes.
Yeah. This is cool. I think I like this more than the orb equivalent.
I like it better than the orb because you don't have to fight this
Yeah.
stupid boss at the end.
Yeah,
Just
I
the
think it's
old
cool
way.
to see like the boss be killed like in a really you never really get to see the cloud otherwise. It's only used to
Well,
like
that's
fly
true.
up a bit if you mess up a cape thing or you fly over a stage in
Right.
it. Like It's cool to see what you can actually do with the cloud.
It is tricky to do this Bowser fight right, even with the cloud, but still, it's just.
Yeah.
I mean, it just looks. It's just so much faster, and it looks so cool. Like, how can you not?
It does,
love this?
yeah. And it's like fresh. It's new to fight Bowser a different way.
This is crazy optimized, and it's way easier to get the cloud than it is to get orb. You know, also you don't have to go to Yoshi's Island 1, and it's like right in the middle of Yoshi's Island 2 to get cloud. It's not bad at all.
But yeah,
for some context, I think there's like a couple of other people that are within like 2 seconds of this time. Like
I think Dram's within it.
Yeah, Dram and LinkedIn I think are both under 950 as well.
Nice. It's a good job. Yeah, any Super Mario World any % time is going to be really optimized. So, good job to Green Death Flavor. Well done. Not sure what the name means, but we'll go with it. Then we have Yoshi's Island Super Mario World 2, the 100% Japanese version in 2:34:48 by 2-stop, double stop. Still taking that time down. I mean, we all remember that when that was over 3 hours, 2:34:48. That's pretty nuts. So, good job to double stop. Is that going to be? It's not being run like by him at AGDQ, is it? I don't think it is. I think it's something else. But hey,
I don't believe so.
Cool stuff anyway. Glad to see him still working on it. I feel like we haven't had Yoshi's Island on the show in ages, but I might have just not been about. Who knows? All right, we have Taboo the Sixth Sense, any % in 220 by Comrade Control, with K's, of course. So you have to say Comrade Control, okay. I hit the splits late at the end, so it's closer to 220 than 220.1.
Yeah, this game is a complete crapshoot. It's just a dude reading you like your fortune. You just press A. I'm pretty sure.
It is a card-based game.
Wow. That's great. A dude reading it.
So, good world record.
Okay.
There. That's good stuff.
Good job. Well done. I'm glad the 0.17 seconds is so crucial. All right, let's give this one to Feasel Charlie Brown's Adventure.
Ooh, Charlie Brown's Adventure.
Yeah.
Let me see. Charlie Brown's Adventure? Wait a minute. That doesn't make sense because he does actually look exactly like Charlie Brown. You're right. So this is the Addams Family Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt. For the Super Nintendo, any % run is 18 minutes 55 seconds long by Johann Howitzer. He says, a year since my 1955, well, that's a minute slower than this new one. The game is now improved by a full minute. All the big risks are being taken now, but not only do runs have to be deathless, even unintentional damage likely means a reset because there are so many damage boosts. This run kept Pugsley's health on empty the whole way and refused to die at every turn. Right before the last world, the washing machine of chaos denied my manipulation and cost me 10 seconds. At the very end of the run, I put all my chips on the riskiest trick in the run on 1 health and succeeded at a trick I get only once in every 20 attempts. I can improve this by at least 20 seconds. But I bet he doesn't want to after reading all that.
Yeah, this is a 6-speed game, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, he's been working on it for a year. It's pretty fast.
It's fast and it's optimized and it's Charlie Brown. It's pretty cool.
It's Charlie Brown.
Walt
I can't
Disney's Charlie
understand
Brown.
how they didn't look at it and just think, dude, this is Charlie Brown. We need to change this.
Yeah.
We just change the color of his shirt. Nah. All right.
Cool.
Okay, Noobest, giving you the ones with the longest comments continues.
Thanks.
You got this one. This one's just for you.
Oh, right. Land Before Time on Game Boy Advance. 952 any % by Guards of the Heart. 3 months ago, I submitted to this show a run of a simple 2D platformer featuring double jumping dinosaurs, a few precision jumps, and death warps that warps a boss. Since then, strats have been refined. Death warping boss had its hitbox abused to be hit twice per cycle instead of once, and dumb auto-scrolling boss had its auto-scrolling completely busted. Oh wow, that's always nice. In the end, I submit to you a run that I can only expect to reasonably improve by a whole second, but I am content to just submit this to SDA and move on. I can't claim to be okay at platformers, but hopefully this run goes to show you that you don't need to be good at a game to learn to speedrun it. Well,
That's true.
That is true.
Don't let a stupid thing like skill hold you back. from
Yeah, or
cheating
having played
victims.
the game before or anything like that.
Yeah.
You don't need any of that.
No.
Cool.
Yeah.
Land before time.
Whoa! He just jumped on that T-Rex and it disappeared.
I guess that's the boss warp.
Suddenly
that was
wrong
not
warp to
expected.
credits.
Yeah. Nice. All right. We had this on the game before as well, so I know it's been worked on intently. Yeah. Yeah. Are we good, Gilda? I'm so behind.
Just
on
a
the
moment.
stream. Okay.
About 10 more seconds.
65 million years behind, Flicky.
When dinosaurs roamed the earth.
I don't think this is
All right, we've hit the next
accurate.
evolutionary epoch. You can move along.
I don't know, dude. You don't know. Maybe the dinosaurs really could speak.
These dinosaurs didn't live at the same time in, like.
Oh, did they?
What
They
are you
also
talking about?
wouldn't
They
they
went on
have
an
killed
adventure.
each other?
Yeah,
It's true.
well,
They are
I'm
definitely
not sure
different
about that.
kinds of dinosaurs.
Wow, I feel like we're getting a bit too European cynicism on this game, Noobest. Maybe we should back off.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this all happened like 6,000 years ago, right?
6,000 years ago, when the
Dinosaurs
dinosaurs
roamed the Earth.
roamed the Earth.
We
Right.
had like pets, dinosaurs, and stuff, right? Okay.
That means we don't have to fly as far away to be able to look at them through telescopes, so that works out. We have, though, speaking of real scientific history, we have The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. This is GameCube US version, 80% easy, no tutorial in 20613 by Sky Bills, who says, who would have thought that doing better in co-op would lead to better solo speedruns?
Not me.
Anyone want to chip in? No one thought. No one. No.
Sorry.
No, there you go.
Got nothing.
The run was nearly deathless as I had only died once and immediately after a checkpoint. Solo is so much more difficult than co-op as I'm expected to do the same amount of work except alone. Oh my god. It's tough. It's like
That's why you
moving
start
out.
that's why you start with one player and then move on to co-op so things get easier.
Yeah.
You went the wrong way.
Yeah. Although sub 2 hours is still start again. Although sub 2 hours is possible, it would be quite the grind. Special thanks to Author Blues for inspiring and helping me through this run. And in Author Blues' runs, he thanked his mum and Satan, and you thanked him. I mean, that's kind of
His mom thanks
awkward,
Skybill, so
but-
it's actually like a big circle.
Oh, okay, all right. We haven't got to his Author Blues' mum's run yet,
Right.
but apparently 40 minutes cut off of that run. So
Yeah.
there you go. Good job. Let's give this one to Distortion, just because I know you got a great Australian accent on you.
Oh yeah, just the best.
Yeah.
All right, we have Ty the Tasmanian Tiger on GameCube Nintendo, 100% category.
You're learning.
yeah,
That's good.
I remember this time. By MLSTRM. He's still pushing this down. Since my last run, I've done some rerouting on a couple of levels, which adds up to a couple of minutes saved. Most of the run went rather well, but I just lost over 3 minutes in a single level on Outback Safari, which was a culmination of pretty much every possible thing going wrong. Sub 225 is super attainable at this point for me now, so I'm going to push this down at least that far before calling this done.
For those wondering, MLSTRM stands for Major League Soccer Tournament Ranking Marshal. So,
Oh, neat.
Oh, I thought.
go.
I thought that
really?
was-
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was Maelstrom, but
no,
Yeah,
no,
Yeah, that's
I
what I
don't-
was thinking. Huh.
Major
only met
League
the guy.
Soccer Tournament Ranking Marshal. He's in charge of ranking tournaments by prestige for the Major League Soccer in
neat.
America. Yeah,
is the GameCube
pretty good
version
job.
any different from the
I
PS1?
think it probably loads a bit faster than the PS2. That's generally what the rule was for for GameCube, PS2, Xbox when they were all on each of them. Generally, the GameCube one loaded a bit more quickly. The graphics were a teensy tiny bit better on the Xbox, and the PS2 one was, the PS2 one. That was like the plain sister of the three. So there you go. And we got Yoshi's Story N64 80% in 1244 by GoTanks 500, or is it GoTen times 500? It's a 500 GoTens.
It's Go 10X 500.
Okay, I was
Is that
GoTen
like a
X500.
co-op run?
Yoshi's Story? No, I don't think so.
No, but if there's 500 of them.
500 of them, that's not fair, is it? If there's 500 guys still doing the same run. Especially if they're, what, like half Saiyans or something? I don't know, right? That's like 250. That's too many. That's too many. All right. But well done. Yoshi's Story still being improved. One of those games, like, it's a really interesting one because you just have to find X of a certain item to finish the game. So it's like very weird. It's like a slightly odd speedrun. But there you go. Good job to go whatever the rest of your name is. And then finally, ending on our Halloween theme for this week, which...
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know we had a Halloween theme this week.
Dude, there's been so many horror games. I thought it was... Is it not Halloween? No? Yeah, it's Halloween.
Dragons are scary.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, dragons are no more. We've been over this.
Let's give
We're
this
out of
one...
Vikings, too.
Let's give this one to Feasel. No reason. Just because I can. And
Little
we
Zombies
can.
Ate My Neighbors is
Yeah.
this game. Super Nintendo version, a US version, any percent 3425 by Lurk. Says, in this category, you kill off all but one neighbor in the first 2 levels so that only one neighbor will show up on the subsequent levels. This is a risky strategy as there are chances that your neighbors will die before you can save them. To beat my last PB of 3437, I reset until I got a random skeleton key drop before the Titanic toddler. I have 11 random changes to get this drop. Chances? 11 random chances to get this drop, and it's the least likely to drop. Getting this key allows me to skip fighting the toddler, so I saved about 12 seconds. One mishap in this run is that at 40,000 points, you get an extra victim bonus, which adds another neighbor to be saved. Ideally, you want this extra neighbor in level 38, but I messed up and got one in level 39, costing me a good deal of time. Well, that sounds complicated. But yeah, this is a neat game.
Yeah, it's another cool game.
I played
really
this
fun co-op.
one day. That's about it, but I always wanted to go back and finish this. Cool looking game, and it is co-op.
Really fun co-op game. It's a really fun co-op game. So yeah, it continues the zombie game theme of killing the survivors. It's generally a good strategy. Otherwise, you have to save them and stuff. Ugh.
Yeah. Who wants
So
to do that?
you move on to the next level after you save all the neighbors in the level, and you only have one, so you just save one of them, right?
You
Not sure,
generally
actually.
just kill the rest. You don't have to save everything.
Is that
Oh,
because
yeah,
they
but-
like
Just let-
count down at the end or something, or the level won't finish if there's unsaved / unkilled
I think it's-
neighbors?
All I recall
Save
is
the
just like
neighbors.
if the neighbors are dead, you don't have to get as many, and then you don't take as long getting them. I can't honestly remember, but all I know is it's a cool game.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to spread slander, that's all. That's my real motive here.
Yeah, true.
All right, cool. Hey, that's all the games.
That
was
is.
many.
I've hit a split.
That was
There were a lot of
games.
games.
There
There were a
were.
lot of games this time. So good job. Thank you to all our people who submitted. Thank you very much. That was very generous of you to speedrun and send us times. But now we're going to have to talk. Are there any newsy things to talk about? I don't think there are any newsy things. But I
things.
can't think of anything. Newsy things? I don't think there's anything coming up.
Flicky's
Except
going to
DreamHack
HGDQ.
is... Yeah, he's exciting news for everybody. DreamHack's not for another 3 weeks. So, that's coming, but not yet. And I can't think of any other marathons or anything, but we can mention next week's show. Hey, wow, you made Us the Dragons as well. The 4 most annoying
Yeah, well,
bosses. in
PJ's
the
the castle.
Oh, BJ is the castle, you're right.
I just now noticed
I
that.
didn't
Nice.
even notice. All right. Next week's game. We don't have one
What
yet.
is it? Oh, okay. I was going to say, well, if you know what it is and I don't, please tell me.
No, we don't have one yet. Because I might not be here. So the Ape Escape one I moved back to when I would be here, and I moved Dark Souls to when I would be here as well. So
Very well.
there's going to be
Oh, you didn't
something
even
next
tell me about
week.
that.
Well, I did. I gave you the date.
What
I thought
was
you
the
would-
day?
Day?
Never mind.
It's all right. It's late. It's okay. It's
yeah.
really late in Finland. Don't worry about it.
Well, we might
next
have
week
we
will
might
be
have what is it?
might
Little
have
Samson either
Little
next week or
Samson's
sometime
a
pretty soon.
possibility. There was others.
possible.
Hang
It's
on, let
queued
me,
up.
Let
It's
me
coming.
get what our possibilities might be for next week. But Ape Escape should be the week after. Ape Escape 2 and or 3 with Bucci and or Surreal and stuff. You know, we're not too sure. Battle Kid was a possibility and Golden Sun is a possibility. I don't know if we'll get those for next week, but those are other possible games.
But they're coming.
No.
But if you
If
guys
not,
have
we-
ideas for next
Yeah.
week, if you run a
Message
game
us.
that you think would make a good episode, especially if there are 2 people running the game, 2 or more
Yeah.
people, that would really help. Please let us know.
Yeah, that would be very helpful. We have not turned away anybody yet. Even Naglaria wasn't turned. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You did
That's
a great
good
job,
episode.
actually. That was a good episode.
Yeah,
Yeah, F-Zero was really solid, or GX was really solid.
yeah. So, message over that. We're going to run some ads after the show. You guys are going to find someone to raid. Meanwhile, Noobest and Distortion, are there any things you'd like to mention or any people you'd like to say hello or / goodbye to?
This came so quickly. I don't really know.
You had 2 hours, 40 minutes.
Yeah, it just flew by so fast.
Yeah. Okay, well, in the meantime, you should follow at TSS Break on Twitter as well. Check out our website, tssbreak.com. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have one of those where the highlight videos are being uploaded. So if you like just to watch the highlight videos of the runs, those are all going on YouTube too. Follow our runners, Noobest and Distortion. Distortion has a world record. Noobest working hard.
PS2.
Not anymore. I thought he lost the other Dark Souls one.
No. He has.
Oh.
He had 3, but now he's only 2.
Okay. Only 2. Okay. Well, still follow Noobest,
Only
follow
2.
Distortion. Distortion, do you have anything you'd like to say?
I have to give a shout out to Fearful Ferret, and that's it.
Okay, good stuff. Definitely no coercion going on there in the chat for sure. We'd like to thank you guys for being on. Thanks to everybody watching. We're going to play 3 minutes of ads after the show, not 60 seconds like I accidentally played last week. So if you'd like to leave... Oh my god, the dashboard changed again.
It sure did. We need a raid
I can
target.
change my broadcast language? What? That's insane. Anyway,
Raid target.
like I'm going to stream in anything other than English. Do you have a raid target? Did you find one?
I mean, I've got a suggestion.
You got a suggestion? Hey, can we go with the second one? Because that kind of matches with what we're coming up with.
Yeah, I
Sure,
figured so.
let's go with it.
Is that all right? Do we need a raid message?
Well, we usually
Do we have a raid message?
I can't think of anything. What's been in the show
Besides
that
Hail
was
Satan.
There's Satan's, there's memes.
Meme
Thanks to
Vember.
my mom.
Meme Vember.
Meme Vember.
We did Mum last week. Didn't we do Mum last
think
week?
it was-
Oh, Shrek, what was it? Shrek Expectations or Shrek Spurts?
Shrek Spurts.
Whatever.
Actually, can we have great Shrek expectations instead?
Sure, it's whatever you like.
Great
pretty good.
Shrek
All right, let's go for it. We're
It's a
going to be
raid
rating
message, man. Just
Surreal.
do it.
I thought I was logged out and logged into this one. I am logged in over here. Weird. Okay, and the message is great Shrek expectations,
Or Hail Satan.
Spelled
Both,
like
if
this.
you want.
or whatever. Great Shrek expectations. Go raid Surreal. He's doing Apescape 3, which matches up. If you can convince him while you're there to ditch work and do the Apescape 3 episode, that'll be great.
Do it.
Watch some ads. Follow our guests. Thank you to Gilda,
Why,
Fiesel,
you're welcome.
Ross, Darkfist, Noobest, and Distortion for being here.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Great
Yep.
Dark Souls 2 episode, by the way.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
We might have to get you back for Dark Souls 3, whatever that one's called, if any of you can
Bloodborne?
afford a PS4. Bloodborne, yeah. I know it was called not Dark Souls 3. That's all I was aware of.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
What about the
Cool.
first game?
Yeah, you could do that if you want. I mean, it's no stress. But anyway, see you guys next week for something. Could be a game. We might have a Bonanza special records ep
knows?
with guests again. Who knows? Who knows? Just get excited and something.
Stay frosty.
See you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
You spelled Shrek Peck. You should Shrek Pectations, not Shrek Spectations.
Hey, Shrek
Oh,
Pectations
you're
are pretty
right.
funny anyway.
I wrote
All right, that's
Shrek
fine.
Pectations.
Now we're
Oh
talking
my
about
God.
Shrek's pecs, and it still rhymes.
I ruined it.
Shut
I
up.
ruined it, Doug
Not
Fist.
important right now. What is important is this. Good night, everybody.
The Sunday Sequence Break.